there we go. Unexpected victorious Tornado Energy.
2016 Wargaming Continental League World Champions.
Good evening and welcome to the EU League. Whoa! Good evening and welcome to the Wargaming EU League Season 2. My name is Ektar. This is joining me here today with Dekilazor, and well, I should have just let you just do that one, mate.
Yep. Yeah, maybe. We'll think about that for next time. You know, so you can rehearse a little bit.
Yeah, it's going to go in my big book of things to do for tomorrow. Yeah. What a whoopsie to start off with. But, well, we can only get better, Decky. It can only get better as it goes on. We have 2 matches lined up for you guys this evening, but before we talk about today's matches, let's actually talk about what we saw yesterday, Daki.
Well, yesterday, the biggest part to talk about is Go Hard beating Ding. Go Hard on 33 points, Ding as well, they're even now, and this is very interesting because we thought Ding was clear-cut #1, but that nothing is true there. I mean, Kaznakru still has 2 matches to play. So when they come to 16, you have to possibly add 34 to 34. So they could technically take the #1 spot now.
Yep.
But Gohard still has to play against Kaznakru as well. That's next week. So that's going to be probably the decider. They have to play today as well, which is going to be interesting. On the bottom half, Oops doing a good job again, picking up wins there. But Gunrunners, technically, they can still do it because they can still pick up 9 points, which will put them on 20.
Yeah.
But realistically, they have a very, very difficult end of the season to play. So it's going to be very hard for them. I don't expect them to do any more upsets, maybe bring it close. But I think the rankings right now, the main thing to focus on will be that top 3 and see who ends on 5th and see who ends on 6th, because that's going to be very deciding on who those teams play in the online playoffs. Obviously, 3 plays against 6 and then 4 plays against 5. So that's for the online playoffs. That's also very important because arguably some teams don't always work as well against the other. We see teams struggling with certain teams, like we see Gohard struggle with Isuba.
Yes.
So if they possibly have to play them in the online playoff, then that's going to be a question as well if they're going to be happy with that.
Yeah, we saw Gohard struggle with Isuba, then we see Gohard not struggle at all with Ding right after it. So again, the league is still wide open.
It's the first time Ding got 5-0 with
Yeah.
this lineup in 2 seasons.
Impressive, impressive. Now, talking about this evening's matches, Daki, these ones, I mean, every match is vital, but these ones are going to be super interesting this evening as well.
Yeah, obviously the first one is going to be very decisive for those top 3, because if Kaznakru lose points here, if they go to tiebreaker and lose, then they can't catch up to Gohard and Ding. There'll be points below them, and Kaznakru will have to beat Gohard for sure. Now, yeah, Kaznakru really want to pick up points there. Losing would be a very bad thing. I mean, they have to go at least to tiebreaker, at least.
Yeah, they really need to stay in that league. I mean, in the fight between them, Ding and Gohard, I mean, effectively the 3 of them are now ahead. It's just between the 3 of them. Utopia can't challenge a top 3 spot right now. But it's vital in the fight between these 3 because only 2 teams can actually get that automatic qualifier, which means they don't have to play in the online playoffs. Now, Oops Gunrunners, another vital game for Oops to be able to pick up points. Gunrunners, I mean, any points they get now is really a token gesture because to finish out the season, Gunrunners play Oops just now, and then their next 2 matches are against Gohard and Ding, and I really don't see Gohard and Ding dropping points against Gunrunners.
I doubt it. I don't think Gohard's going to slip up anymore, but we have to see if that's going to be true. If Kazna lose here, it's going to be really bad for the rankings for them in that regard, because even if Gohard lose against them, then Kaznakru will come 3 points closer. And then Gohard has 1 more match. If they don't lose that one, Kazna can't actually catch up to them. So.
And this evening, Kazna are going to be playing Utopia. Utopia is a team that's, I mean, it's been mid-table pretty much the entire season, but they're still a team that's capable of stepping up against anyone, really. Yeah,
last time when they played against Gunrunners, they were 4-1 up, and they lost in tiebreaker, which was very unexpected. Gunrunners coming back from 4-1 there. They were missing Bihudu, and I do think that was a massive factor into why they possibly weren't able to close it out, because he has been the standout player for them throughout the season.
Yeah.
You see Dinamo and Colossus do a ton of damage as well, but if you're looking for consistency and a player that's always there, it's Bihu, and he wasn't there in that match, and I think it costed them.
Yeah, for sure. Mucka as well, playing on the TDs a lot of times, especially on the STRV, can do a truck ton of damage for Utopia. Papa Powan can come in and come out of the game when he's playing artillery. But yeah, Biku's always been the standard damage dealer. Shoku as well, he's the one that mainly rotates with Papa Powan or Maraka
Yeah.
as well. So, I mean, they're a team that doesn't have a necessarily a consistent 7 lineup, but that's because they do change depending on the map
They
and
need
the
to start
vehicles.
thinking about it though, because you know, coming to these, if they come to the LAN finals, rotations are not going to be that easy. So they have to figure out their standard 7. I think between now and the online playoffs, I'd like to see them find a steady 7 before the online playoffs start, because we know they're going to have to be playing in that one, and that's the best rehearsal for the LAN finals, obviously, because you know you're going to have to fight for sure. If you make it to the online playoffs and you win your first match, you have to play against somebody that's going to be at the LAN finals anyways. So because of the seeding deciders, so you can meet them in the finals. So it's the best rehearsal.
Yep. Now they're going up against Kazna Crew, who, I mean, Kazna Crew are a team that always has the potential. They're always like the, you know, the old dogs of the league. They've been around for a long time. They pretty much always get through to finals, but they always, at some point in the season, struggle. They either start off really rough, or it comes to the end of the season and they start misfiring.
Yeah, but this has been so far the best season, I think, for them in a while, challenging those top 2 spots. We usually see them come in at position 6. So
Yes.
I'm going to be very happy they're at position 3, because obviously, you know, the online rankings also matters for the grand finals points. So they want to be as high as they possibly can, preferably 1 or 2 if they can, 3. I think they'll still be happy with it. But then there's the question, you know, if they do bad here against Utopia and, for example, they lose against Gohard, what is their morale going to be going into those online playoffs, and who do they have to play? But for Kazna, it's always, I mean, the same people you have to say. Kind of Stefan, Nexus are the main players, I'd say. But then there's right below it, those 3 players have to do the job for Kazna, and I think they're always the ones to watch as well.
Yeah, and then you have Call Me Piotr, Diplomat, and Yizne rotating in depending
there's
sometimes.
rotations there between Vetso, Piotr, Yizne, and Diplomat. Diplomat, we didn't see him play on Prokhorovka, I think it was.
Call Me Piotr came in instead,
So that's the question as well for today. Who's going to be playing for both these teams?
Yeah, I mean, Kazna had a really comfortable win already against Gunrunners on Friday, beating them 5-1. So, yeah, it was a strong win, actually, a really strong win.
I think it's going to be a lot harder here, especially because of the maps coming out between these 2.
Yeah, definitely. Now, on the map picks, Daki, we have Runeberg, which is going to be a hell of a tough match for Utopia, who've only actually played it once all season.
Yeah, but that can be a good and a bad thing. We talked about this before. Not playing a map can be, you have stuff hidden. You have stuff ready for it, or you kind of don't, and you were like, oh, we'll play Runeberg. We're not kind of sure about it, but we'll think it's a 1-1 map because of the defensive nature of it. But that might change with the Mouses, though, because we're going to see a ton of them on Runeberg, and can guarantee you this much. Ghost Town is going to be a very even fight between these 2. Kazna has slightly better stats on it than Utopia, but it's going to be super, super even. Steps, then, again, this is Kazna Crew, not that great, but Utopia not that great either. I mean, Kazna hasn't won a single defensive round on Steps.
Yeah, Kazna Crew have played double the amount of Steps games compared to Utopia. So,
but this Cliff pick as last map, honestly, Kazna Crew, 12 times, 0% on the attack, 42% on the defense.
Kazna Crew Cliff is
it's
bad.
a horrible map for them.
It's a terrible map.
I'd say it as it is. It's a horrible map for them. It was a horrible map at the LAN finals for them.
They have the 0% win, and they have a 25%.
It's even from like previous seasons, like they lost against it against EL Gaming. So
that's the map they tilted on, and Wombats on tanks.
So like, and then against EL Gaming, Wombats on tanks, and then when they played at the LAN finals as well, they lost on it heavily, and then lost the deciding round against it and thing as well, and this season hasn't been any better for them. But if it comes to Murovanka in the tiebreaker, then it should be Kazna's, because they have a really good track record.
Yeah, and no Prokhorovka, so no 1-2 line pushes.
Well, I'm not going to go into that one, because last time I mentioned something like that, you left me hanging.
I do apologise. And it happened again as well, which made it even worse.
I repeated myself twice.
So let's have a look at the lineup, Stacky, on the first map here, which is going to be interesting. It's Runeberg. Not seen a lot of Runeberg here, and a Type 5 heavy coming out here for Kazna Crew, and Utopia pulling no punches there with the armor.
I'm not surprised by the Type 5 heavy, because you have to imagine it's pretty much like an artillery piece in essence. It's the same mechanics, right? Except for you don't have the alternate fire mode, but
Yeah.
it's the same mechanics. You're not going to pen most of the time. You're going to be splashing tanks, depending on where you hit them on the armor, obviously, because more armored spots take less HE damage. But a Type 5 Heavy can splash a mouse. The HE damage can go into the ventilators for the engine, put it on fire. That happens quite often. Happened to me quite a few times yesterday. And the secondary thing to imagine why a Type 5 or a Type 4 might come out here on Rurenberg is the fact that it has that HE damage. Like, it has the splash. So
Yeah.
if you flip a 5100 CDC, you can splash behind it.
Still get through it, yep. Well, let's see who's going to take round one here. It's Casna Crew Utopia. It's the first match of the day. We're going into Runeberg.
Runeberg, a mixed type map. The defending team starts the battle on the green, and the attacking team starts at the centre square of the town. Bases are located quite far from each other. Both bases are better controlled from the village when playing a heavy setup. It's better to attack the first base through the top direction with the help of several well-armoured heavy tanks. For the attack on the second base, it's better to use a more mobile setup and either play through the centre or split forces. In general, the map is not easy to play on. Teams often use blind shots and risky shifting of the forces from one flank to another.
And we have Casna Crew red side defending, and we have Utopia blue side attacking. And this digital camo that Utopia have looks absolutely awesome here on the mouse.
Yeah, it looked great on the mouse, and no surprise where Casna Crew is coming out so far. Actually, Scorpion moving south, which is a surprise for me from Utopia. But Casna Crew's setup doesn't surprise me. They have a 113 B6. He's going to be the spotter. We see him play behind those bushes very often. That's going to be probably Call Me Piotr. Wouldn't be surprised there. And then Diplomat in the Type 5 behind for the reasons we said, to reset the base. Miles is going to hold the middle, and the rest of the Casna Crew tanks going 0-9. And Stefan actually crossing over here.
Stefan making the move there all the way down, actually going down into the corner here, but he's kind of stopping halfway. Dak, you don't want to go fully committed. To have a little peek over the ridgeline here. Now, we talked earlier on as well about Casna Crew's rotating lineup, and isn't he actually taking a hit there, Daki, peeking out a little bit forward in the middle area. Looks like Maraka got a connection with him in the mouse.
Yeah, Maraka blind shooting there, very, very well done. Stefan now tries to connect him towards the mouses, but no cigars so far. And Utopia know they might take some initial damage here, but you know, you're gonna take that to get those positions. That's the connection from Stefan we were talking about. But the mouse is not gonna complain, because look at the HP they still have available towards them. It's over 17,000.
Yep. Now Murakadaki actually got a damaged vision port there, so that's going to actually affect his ability to be able to do damage from the middle road.
Shouldn't really, but Stefan in return, he's gonna feel the pain. Takes 2 connections, and wonder here what the ultimate plan is gonna be for Utopia, because they have 3 mouses in that one area, and so far Rulezik is taking a lot of damage though.
Rulezik seems to be focused at the moment. Muka's taking damage right behind him. Now, as we're just going to say, with the rotating lineup of Casna Crew, it is Vetso who's on the subs bench just now, and it looks like Gisny is the one playing the RU for them. He generally plays the lighter scouts for them, doesn't he?
They're gonna put the triple mouse onto the cap, at least that's what it's looking like right now, and push them towards the city as Maraka comes from the middle road.
Taking a lot of damage. Well, Colozoid now gets ammo racked as well, and Rulezik and Muka continue to get chipped down. Colozoid being focused on at the moment. Now Maraka's been shot as well. He actually has a dead driver, and now he's getting clipped out at the moment from Komi Piotr. Let's actually listen into the TeamSpeak Daki of Utopia and see how they're going to do this match.
Stefana musicie ubić jakoś.
Stefan,
Oni
kiedy?
krosa już złapali.
Beczka -2.
Heavy o, dostał. Ojej, 1600 było.
Zabiłeś
Mało
sobie?
Maus
Maus KD. Beczka -3.
Minus baty.
Co chcesz?
Diplomat KD. Maus KD.
Zernisztara, jak się będzie wychylać, to będę go robił.
Beczka -1.
Beczka 2. Beczka 3.
KD beczka.
Beczka 4. Jakaś tam.
And well, Daki, we did say at the start of this that Utopia hadn't played a lot of Runeberg, and kind of can see why.
Yeah, perhaps they tried to go for something here, didn't really work out. I mean, Stefan there in the 0 line, very annoying. The mouses were forced to turn their turrets to either shoot Stefan or face the front. If they face the front, then Stefan will DPM them in the side. He will do a lot of damage. And then the Bachas trying to counter push the 0 line, which was inevitable because they needed to clear out Stefan, but they lost both Bachas for that.
Yep, so Kazna Crew take round 1 here on Runeberg from the defensive side, and Utopia not off to a great start, but then it is only the first round here, and it is only the first map, so certainly they can bounce back into it.
It's Runeberg as well. I mean, with the updates, I think the BC Mouse is on the defending side as well, and they can last very long. Take an example, Haiba. He survived for a long time. I think he did a lot of damage as well, possibly. But yeah, you could see the crossfire there. Once Stefan was in that 0 line, those mouses were like forced to look left, to look right. They tried to go onto the cap, to triple cap, but with a mouse and a Type 5 in front of them, and then the tanks in the little city, which obliterated the Bachas and then focused their attention on towards the mouses. I mean, to make this really work, they needed to kill Stefan in the 0 line without losing any Bachats almost, because if you keep the Bachats alive, they can then crossfire in towards the 0 line when the 50B and such try to peek on towards the mouses. They can do the damage, but yeah, not this time for Utopia.
Yep, unfortunate for Utopia. I mean, well played to Kazna Crew as well. They held their nerve. They still had 6 tanks left by the end of it. They still had over 4k HP on the board as well, so they protected themselves while doing the damage onto Utopia. Next is coming top damage there, Daki, 3.5k with 2 kills. Maraka actually in his mouse, one of the last ones alive there, 3.4k in his mouse. Dare's 3.4k, so Haiba 3.3. I mean, there was a lot of HP on the board, so there's naturally going to be a lot of HP here for the players.
It's good to note that those 50Bs doing top damage there, it's crucial. Mouse from Utopia, not really working out. Bihu there as well, 650 damage.
Cast a curse from the start.
Yeah, it's the first round, he can recover from that. But yeah, the tactic from Utopia got pretty well read by Kazna Crew, I'd say. As soon as they saw the mouse as well, Maraka isolated into the middle road. They pushed him with Piotr to make sure he was distracted and couldn't come into their sides to annoy them.
Yeah.
And yeah, wouldn't be surprised if we see a ton of mouses coming out from Kazna Crew as well in the next round, at least 3.
Yeah, I mean, the most that's been seen so far is on the Russian League with having 6 on one side.
6 on one side, yeah, Navi.
It's insane, 6 and then an RU. Pretty much use that for every map. That's all you need to do, just all the way.
I don't think it would work that well for Prokhorovka, Ryan, but okay.
This is why I'm not a pro player, I suppose. Well, there's multiple reasons, but you know.
Shaky aim.
Shaky aim, not good enough, old man, yeah. Yeah. And tactically not quite there as well. Not as forgetful as perhaps Mojo, but you know, but he's a clan commander.
Just in general, not quite here.
Just not quite there.
I mean, the body is present, the mind.
Yeah, like 7 cans short of a 6-pack.
You know, how do they say that? Like the mind is there, but the body's there, but the light is out.
Yeah, the lights are not on, but the engine's still running.
Something like that.
Okay, now round 2, we're expecting Mouse. Do you think we're going to see some more Type 5 heavies?
I think we're going to see a ton of mouses. Let's make a bet, Ryan.
How many?
I say 6 mouses in total.
Well, you just glanced down at my screen, so I don't know.
I want to tell you, every time when I was casting with Mojo, I said 6 every time. Because it's like the magic number.
It's the magic number?
Yes. 6 is the magic number.
I'll go with 5. But I'm not shaking on it because I'm not doing any more bow tie bets. Because you and Mojo need to do a bow tie bet, and now it's the last week next week.
Honestly, I tried really badly, but he was like, no.
He's not doing it. Yeah,
he's lucky for him, because every time like we predicted something, I was right. He was like, you would have wear 6, 7 bow ties.
Maybe it's because the way he's already seen himself with the bow tie, and he doesn't look quite as distinguished as me and you did when we wore bow ties.
Perhaps.
Although
if I would bet with Mojo, we'd make him wear like.
Or Mojo's just worried about the colour of the bow tie we'd get for him. 7. God
7.
damn it. I went with 5. I wanted to say 7, but you know.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
I was scared of going higher,
okay,
you know.
So 7 mouse here from Kazna Crew, 229 Batchat. They can go into a similar strategy.
4 mouse from Kazna Crew.
4 mouse from Kazna Crew, sorry. They can go into something similar that...
This is exactly the same lineup that was used in Ghost Town yesterday.
Yeah, but they can do something similar to what Gohard did as well. Go A-B line and try to cap from there, but they can also just try to do it like Utopia. There's like 3 mouses through the south, 1 through the middle, and then the Batchat coming towards the 0 line. It kind of depends on where the tanks from Utopia will be positioned. But Utopia here, I like this lineup. A lot of
armor.
A lot of beef, a lot of firepower. I mean, double WZ as well. double WZ. Kind of annoying to say, honestly.
Yeah, WWZ.
That adds firepower. It adds firepower as well, because they don't have that RU, so they might be able to chip away more from the mouses.
two Wheezies will go with Daki. Okay, let's jump into the battle here and see how this is going to go. Krasnokru are attacking on the red side. Utopia are defending on the blue side. And Krasnokru, again, their camo looks awesome on the mouse as well because the mouse is an HD model. You see, we see the Utopia mouses creeping down the zero line, Daki, and they're going to go for control of the city. A small town here, actually.
I'd like to start from Utopia with those triple mouse. The thing is, when they get to F0, it'd be very hard for Krasnokru to dig them out because they'll take the initial damage crossing towards them. Well, they shoot. Nice connection there on towards Biku. I think that was a blind shot even. That was nice. And they'll have the WZs actually flanking straight through the city. This is risky from Utopia, but it could work. They could catch two mouses.
Biku might get caught out here as actually Nexus is rushing forward and he has Dares and he has Vetso over his shoulder. So Biku potentially going to take a lot of damage here, but he does have the support behind him of the triple mouse.
Yeah, I don't think Biku will take too much though. I mean, if they get spotted there, that would be mouses annihilating them. Biku should not be putting, they should be putting blind shots down the zero line.
There we go, actually, as Vetso gets spotted and gets hit for 480. Other shots coming out from the mouse, not connecting at the moment. Biku's able to get himself safe, just angles in slightly. Now we see Stefan and Diplomat coming through the middle road, Daki, and there could be a crossfire here on these three mouses, but actually it looks like they're going to get across safely. Stefan taking one in the face as he peeked around the corner there.
They have to fight against Papa Pavin in the Type 5, and I somehow don't believe it's going to be the greatest trade because Utopia's going to push down the zero line at the meantime.
Utopia, they are going down that zero line, yep. Papa Powan now has got a dead radio man. It looks like a damaged radio as he connects back in there into Diplomat. It doesn't actually penetrate, but takes another shot back into him. Nexus now getting shot in the rear, Daki. One more shot. Let's actually listen into Krasnokru and see how they're going to push this match out.
I'll pick on Type 5. He's behind the fountain. Type 5 fire.
I'm not shooting, I can't.
Rule is shot.
I'll pick on him.
Can we get the mouses close now?
Can we rotate all the budgets? Can we exfil all the budgets and push north now?
Yes.
Go, 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 go. We are holding
Wait,
them
let
here.
me fade.
Fucking cancel the mouses with that shitty bullshit.
I'm reload.
Type 4 shot. I wasn't spotted.
D set from
actually.
base.
Nah, neither was I.
Mouses.
Just keep your
Close
HP up
shot
and try
inside.
hit it from outside.
I guess we need to go tomorrow up on this fucking rubble behind me.
Roll the
easier.
fastest way, the fastest way.
So what could they have here now? 2 WZs with support of Type
113 going zero line. Hi, bar, you safe?
Can you get out with mouses? Can you be safe while we push badges north?
Yeah, can
Yeah,
be safe.
go back to
But
banana.
Diplo, we will need to go here then and shoot north
I
also
can't.
when we push the badges.
Actually, I can, maybe.
Go, just go side back.
We're gonna try and
Let
support
me
him
go
in
go
the
back
meantime. Shall we go straight with badges to that now?
Yes.
Actually, no, you should be in front of me. Just go in front of me, be ready to pick this corner when they push
We'll
the
push
to give
back,
shots.
yes.
Yeah, you need to give shots to WZ, otherwise we could. This mouse can also help us then. Isn't it, yeah. Just keep HP there, isn't it, Halber?
I will.
Isn't it, you will shoot this also when we
Yes.
push badges.
Still keep the spot. Keep the spot if they roll on you.
Diplo, we need to peek before
We're
the badges
rolling.
push so the
We're
type
going
doesn't
with
shoot the badges.
We're rolling.
Okay, Diplo, show yourself.
He's safe.
Show yourself so the type shoots us and not the badges.
I'm picking his. Type 5 fire.
Type 5 shot.
Nice then. This is
Oh,
gonna
Visits. Ah, but
This
it's
is not safe.
two visits. Can't kill them with 59 badges.
Yeah, we can't.
You need to roll Diplo, dabei. Go, 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 go.
Type 5 aiming you.
I know.
Can you stay safe at the house so I can clip from the left?
103 is shooting from zero left.
I'm a one shot now.
Track. Go back, 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 back.
1-3 from 0 fired.
They can push us. They can push us here anytime they want. They only scared because of this.
I have 3 bullets.
Type 5 fire.
Yes, that's not enough. That's shit.
Mouse fired.
Well, we just need to prolong.
Yeah, we just need to prolong. We need to get mouses into fight.
We can't.
I'll
really.
die soon.
Track Papavian.
Type 5 fired. Yeah.
We were too light for this.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah, we couldn't do shit against models. Those 3-9. Shoku shot. I also bouncing everything.
Muka peeking.
Yeah.
Let's go on him. Go on him. Go on him.
I have 9 engine. Unreal, literally once again. Type 5 shot.
Simply put, too light. Look at
Nah.
this meat. Double
Yeah, we're
heavy
too light.
tier 9 that are camping together here with a 490 alpha.
Can shoot the V set on left. 5 seconds.
Yeah, and they were both behind the road.
Okay, maybe finish Nexus.
Actually, that first game was kind of on the open.
So, Daki, if you were to take 4 mouse on Ruinberg, what do you think that would be?
Pretty heavy.
Yeah, pretty heavy, I would say.
Well, there's a point to be made there because they have 3 bad shots, which
Yeah.
realistically we like. I think we already talked about this, or we'll mention it again. Tier 9 bad shot against the mouse
Is rough. You need to shoot it in the ass, basically.
It's not just rough. It's not gonna happen
Yeah.
for one, unless you can get behind the enemy tanks, which on Ruinberg is not going to happen for one. You can't do anything. Like, I think these tier 9 bats...
Utopia still have a 10,000 HP on the board right now.
I think these tier 9 bats need to go. I really think they need to go. I think teams need to stop using them on Ruinberg. Because, honestly, I really don't mind the mouse meta that much. Because it's like, we have like maps like Steps, Cliff, Prokhorovka.
We have the open maps and we have the city maps. And
so
surely in a city map, you're going to use the armor. You want to use the armor.
The thing is what the meta is evolving to now. We have maps like Steps, Prokhorovka, Cliff, probably Murovanka as well, where you still have a lot of bad shots to be used. But then you have the heavy maps, Himmelsdorf, Ruinberg, Ghost Town, where you'll have the heavy meta.
You've got to expect it that way. And you're not going to get artillery really in those ones.
So you'll have maps with a heavy meta and maps with a medium meta, which is like bad shots and such. So now you're getting diversity, really, if you want to look at it like that. And because one time you'll be having to play heavy tanks, and the next time you're having to play mediums. It's good for diversity for the players as well. They need to learn, they need to adapt.
Yeah, another thing as well with the heavies is that a lot of it comes down to individual skills of the players as well, because even with the mouse, if you're up against another mouse, it comes down to where you've got to aim to shoot. You know, it's not like just go for center mass and just rely on the premium ammo.
Even if the mouse got nerfed, they're not going to undo all the changes. So it's still going to be...
Yeah, it's still going to be stumps. It's not going to just go back to what it was.
Exactly, that's the point. Like, even if it will get nerfed, if it gets nerfed at one point in time, they won't undo all the changes. So it's still going to be a great tank because it was already used in mass before on some maps, and it will still have certain aspects remaining. If it's the gun, if it's the HP, it will still be good. Like, it won't be like amazing. It'll still be good enough.
I still was using, and same with the Type 5 Heavy as well. We've seen the Type 4 Heavy being used as well.
I honestly don't think Type 5 will receive many changes.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hard tank to be effective. I mean, we saw it doing a lot of damage there, but again, it's very locked into specific maps as well.
So
and teams have to expect this, but this is another thing as well, and it's something you and Mojo both said. It's the first weekend. The patch only dropped on Thursday, so teams haven't necessarily had a lot of time to adapt and think of ways to use these tanks.
I like the Utopia lineup. They were using the 113 pretty much as their breakthrough vehicle, if you want to call it like that, to push the zero line as well, which was well done. I mean, they used the mobility of that tank. They decided, RU, we don't need it, which was a good call. They had double WZ protecting the north, which was also a good call. We were talking about it. If those bad shots go north, like Kazna crew were saying, it's not going to end well.
It's going to take multiple shots before they can get near them,
So, yeah, I don't mind this. And even if they get downgraded a little bit, I think they will still be dominant. Honestly, I think the mouse will still be dominant on the heavy maps.
I mean, let's be honest here. 1-for-1 is perfect for Utopia. They haven't played Ruin. They played it once up until now. We're now going to go into Ghost Town, where Ghost Town is a really interesting map. Again, we're expecting to see a lot of heavy tanks, and we're just actually watching the Russian league before coming over here, and we saw 2 Type 4 heavies being used there, and they said that's quite common for the Russian play just now.
The double Type 4 heavy, so we might be seeing some here as well. We'll be seeing some mouses for sure. Yeah, I really think teams are going to start going away from tier 9 bats and such, unless they want to do a cap strat. If you want to do a cap strat, it's fine though, obviously, because mouses are slow.
To perhaps bait them out away from a cap, maybe. I mean, it'll be difficult, but
tier 9s can work if you want a cap, but other than that, the tier 9 heavies, I think, will be a lot more used now because they have HP, they have a gun as well, which will probably be better than the RU, or like we saw yesterday, MX30.
I'm looking forward to seeing if anyone uses the other new German tanks as well, and the new German tier 10, the VK. If anyone can think of a way to put them.
The German tier 8 is pretty big, right?
Tier 8 and tier 9 are quite big as well.
Yeah, the tier 8. I think you can put the tier 8 on a cap somewhere as a shield.
And the tier 9 has a middle turret. Basically, it's like the mouse, but has a middle turret. And Utopia going super heavy again here.
Both these lineups have their own strengths. As Utopia is going to win the fight for sure if they can get a good one. If they can get a good fight, they're going to win it because of DPM and armor they have available to them, single shooters. Kazna crew, main factor here is going to be the Steve 57. Whoever is playing this needs to connect 4 out of 4 almost every single time. He needs to connect 2, maybe even 3 clips for the strategy to be viable, because the Type 4s won't do as much damage, most likely. I mean, they'll get the HE damage, but the T57 needs 2-3 clips, I think, and the bad shots need to make sure that their first clip is an effective one, as in 4 or 5 shots connected. Because if it's only 2 or 3 shots, they're going to lose the fight all over the map. So that's going to be the main factor for me, I think.
I'll be honest, I agree with you. I like the fact that taking these heavier tanks now means that the fights are more prolonged. It's not just, you know, rushing with the bat chats. It's certainly not like when we had the T54 lightweight at tier 8, so just like, wow, everyone just zergs in. Now it's a bit more slower paced. It is a bit more thoughtful. It is a bit more tactical. It's not all about, you know, catching one person in and bam, they're gone in seconds. It's more of a prolonged trade and actual engagement.
The heavy separation and the medium separation. So we have both still available. Honestly, I don't mind it.
It's like we're saying with Mojo as well. It's like you have like the block of heavies, and the heavies have to do one specific role, and then the mediums have to do something else. And in a way, it reminds me of randoms. You know, you get your heavies spawn in one area, your mediums spawn in another, and you just kind of have to hope that your heavies, you know, if you're a medium, that the guys do their thing, and vice versa. If you're heavies, the mediums do their thing.
Well, city maps should be heavy tanks.
Yep. Well, let's see who's going to win this first round. Will it be Kazna Crew or will it be Utopia? We're going into Ghost Town. It's 1-1.
Ghost Town. The first absolutely symmetrical map, made especially for 7 versus 7 games. The teams start the battle on opposite sides. There are numerous ways to attack here. One of the bases is located in the central square, the other one at the top of the city. The hardest battles are usually fought for the top base, and this calls for the use of heavy tanks. Sometimes the teams choose fast tanks for spotting and base capturing.
Okay, now Utopia are on the blue side attacking, Kazna Crew on the red side defending, and these slow mouse from Utopia just marching into the middle of the battlefield.
Yeah, he's motion, I think somebody told me.
Multiple mouse. I'm not even going to try it.
Yeah, this is the strategy from Utopia. Could be very, very effective. I mean, the double WZ. You want to keep calling that double WZ will move.
Double Wheezies.
Will move towards the northern cap, I think, and start cap rushing there. While the mouse is trying to form a block, they might push down that D E line and try and block off anybody from Kazna Crew to come back into the fight. If they can do that, if they can get to the D5, D6 corner there and shoot down the Type 4 heavy before it gets into the fight, then it might work out very well. I think Shuku Muka really need to get back to the cap at one point.
2 shots into Vetso, nice, and nothing back in return. Vetso missed his shot, so it's very nicely done. Vetso with a damaged radio, not going to really matter much in Ghost Town. It's a fairly small size map, so he's not going to ever have to worry about losing radio range and being out of contact with his teammates.
So Utopia is going for the other option here. They're going for the straight push. They know Vetso is isolated, and they see Stefan on the boost as well. I kind of would like them to go back towards the cap, but they can win the fight as well because they've done the initial damage to Vetso.
Kolosoy taking a double tap there. He did have a dead gunner and a damaged gun, so he repaired that immediately. So it's him down a health pack and a repair pack. Rulzek taking damage in the crossing, as is Biku, but these tanks can just steamroll past this area and continue on. Shoku taking a huge amount of damage though. They're trying to get a kill onto Vetso, but they're being clipped out in the side by Stefan covering that area. One more from Muka should kill Vetso here, so first blood to Utopia, but they're taking a lot of damage in return for it.
You just have to be careful not to be surrounded and isolated here. They have the HP lead, but Piotr only has 2 shots available in his bad shot. I was talking about those bad shots, and now is the point where Utopia needs to group up with all 7 tanks and just keep pushing with Piotr!
Piotr gets set on fire. A fantastic snapshot there from Dynamo. A little bit of luck in his side, but that is a massive, massive blow there for Kazna Crew.
There was 3 or 4 tanks that turned their turrets and hit him because he took like 1.3, and now Utopia is doing the sensible thing, grouping up with their 6 tanks, and they're going to try and overrun Kazna Crew.
They're just simply going to bully Kazna Crew, but look at the damage they're taking as they're doing this. Shoku detaching from his teammate stack. He looks like he might go into the cap area with Papa Pao, and as this gun line of Mouse and WZ with Muka just come round and just pummel shot after shot into the tanks of Haiba and Diplomat here.
Yeah, and this thing is still, there's Stefan and Nexus in the autoloaders. Yes, Nexus is doing the damage here, but the HP is getting really even here. Now Stefan got the kill on towards Muka as well. He's going to do 1 or 2 more. He might even get Rulezik.
Utopia have overcommitted here, Daki. They've pushed right into the middle of Kazna Crew, but Kazna Crew have started to envelop them, and Kazna Crew slightly have the advantage, but it's going neck and neck again here. We've seen this so many times on Ghost Towns. Fights are coming down right to the wire to the last minute, but it looks like actually Kazna Crew now have the advantage, certainly by HP.
That counter push. Counter push from Utopia, I think, was a little bit too greedy. Going back towards the cap might have worked, especially after they killed, who was it?
Stefan?
Piotr. No, after they killed Piotr. They could have pushed the WZs back towards the cap and just hold off with the Mouses. I think they were trying too badly to get the kills on towards Kazna Crew, and I think Nexus absolutely did a tremendous amount of damage in this round.
Yep, really nicely done there from Kazna Crew to be able to hold that line to continue shooting as Haiba and I believe it was... Yeah, Haiba and Diplomat there were the ones in the mouse taking an absolute beating from that gun line of Utopia pressing forward. But Utopia didn't cover their flanks, they didn't cover their rears, and Kazna Crew were able to surround them and get multiple shots into the back end. You can still see that Nexus is still there in the Type 57 or T57 Heavy. Papa Pound's going to go down, and Kazna Crew are going to take this one 2-1. That was a hell of a fight there, an absolute hell of a fight.
I really think after they killed Vetso in the Type 4, they had like this. They had 4 Mouses on that one corner, and then Papa Pavian in the back lines more. I really think if they pulled the WZs back and put them on towards the cap, Stefan didn't have enough to kill both of them, I think, because one of them was still very, very healthy, and he would have to drive in, right?
Yeah.
And the Mouses would be able to snap the turns, probably kill him.
That was 3 Mouse and a WZ on effectively 2 Mouse, and they were able to weather the storm.
But there was the crossfire, though, because Stefan came from behind,
Yeah.
Nexus was clipping constantly from behind as well. He was in the correct position. He really did the damage. We're going to have to see how much it was, because it was a ton. It could be over 5k, even far above it. We'll see. But yeah, I think the counter push from Utopia, they felt like they had an advantage. They kind of did, but not when the Clippers came back from Kazna Crew. I think Stefan and Nexus made their clips really count towards the end there. I really think they should have just hold there with the Mouses on the corners, perhaps, and put the WZs back onto the cap.
Yep. Well, let's see exactly how much damage was done there and who by Daki, because there was a huge amount of HP on the battlefield, and it looks like it's going to be spread out amongst the teams. But Nexus, Daki, you called it, coming in there, 5k damage, picking up 2 kills in the meantime. Haiba actually with 4.5k damage, and he got 2 kills as well. Then Diplomat and the Mouse, 3.5 with 1 kill. Haiba and Diplomat were right in the thick of that the entire time.
Yeah, there's actually doing a lot there in that Type 4. He stayed alive for a while and made it work. The Mouses from Kazan Crew, Haiba doing actually really well on those Mouses when we see him play that. It's impressive. Piotr, really bad mistake, honestly, like where he was. I don't know if it was a call from his teammates or what he was doing there, but he got, like, they turned the turrets.
Instant,
and he had 1.2, so it was more than one guy. So I think he got hit 2, maybe 3 times at the same time and then got set on fire and died. That was a mistake, but I still feel like Utopia had that game
and
after they catch out Vetso.
They just got Vetso at that point as well, so they had certainly the tank advantage and they had the HP advantage.
They just had to put the WZs onto the cap, I think. At least they didn't have to push into Kazna Crew's fire line, into their crossfire. They could just have hold the corners and pulled back with the WZ 1 or 2, put them on the cap, and then Stefan would be forced to reset. Vetso's already dead. I mean, Vetso and Piotr were dead. So then it effectively becomes like a 5v3 at one point, or 5v4. So 5v4, because Stefan be out of the fight. So
Yep. But let's take nothing away from Kazna Crew. It was really well played by their 2 heavies and by Stefan as well, Nexus and the T57. Now let's have a look at the lineups going into round 2, Daki, and see what teams are going to bring this time round. Now, but it's going to be Kazna Crew attacking, it's going to be Utopia defending, and Utopia not going quite as heavy, but Kazna Crew, Daki, bringing out an STB-1, something we've not really seen here before in Ghost Town.
No, STB-1, going to be interesting to see how that one works. He does have heat ammunition.
Maybe forward spotting, like with the bat chat sometimes, the bat chat before spotted Friesne.
I think they're just going to try and use him in some hold down area to ping away at the... Okay, so it's an STI.
STI, okay,
tier
interesting.
9,
so it's the Russian tier 9.
We didn't notice that a tier 9 bat chat. So they have an STI, tier 9 bat chat, and a tier 10 bat chat. Doesn't Utopia just have exactly the same lineup as Kazna Crew had in the last round?
In the previous round, yes.
T57 double
and
mouse.
This is what we talked about as well from watching the Russian league, that they're using these 2 Type 4 heavies.
Yeah, because they can trade blow for blow with somebody on towards the cap. I mean, they can trade 500 for 500. The guy from the cap shoots you, you shoot him back for 500. I mean, it's a tier 10 versus a tier 9, but you can still trade better with 2 of them.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one goes. Kazna Crew with the advantage again here, taking the 1 round lead. Now, I mean, to be honest, between these 2 teams, Daki, I would expect it to go actually round for round and go straight into tiebreaker. Last time, Kazna Crew has beaten Utopia 5-2, and then after that, it went to tiebreaker, and Kazna Crew won that one 5-4. I think that was one actually where Utopia were...
Brought 6 bad chats on Ghost Town.
Yeah, they did a really terrible tactic in Ghost Town. But yeah, Kazna Crew, red side, are going to be attacking. Utopia, blue side, are going to be defending. Bihu and Shoku immediately moving out here, Daki, to the south area, and the rest of the tanks just moving into the city.
So they're going to go for a similar start here, what it looked like towards Kaznakru, although Kaznakru put their mouse a little bit more towards the east. Kaznakru going for the south with most of their tanks, then in one batch shot spot the north, Vetsu in the tier 9 will spot the south so they can see where the tanks from Utopia are. And then, again, it's going to be a head-on engagement somewhere. Kaznakru right now looking, because it takes a long time to rotate with the mouses, they are looking to go towards base number 2, in my opinion. Try to play on there, possibly put the STI onto the cap there or a mouse, and play from that point on.
Whoa, a little bit of glitch in the matrix there. Yizne and the STI covering middle area here. There's a gigantic turret. Such a weird looking tank, that one.
Yeah, and it's not super good either, in my opinion. Vetso though.
Vetso taking a lot of damage there and actually losing his gunner as well. It's not having a great start to both of these matches so far on Ghost Town, or both of these rounds, sorry.
He's down half HP now. This evens the HP between the two. Kazna had a little bit of an advantage in the beginning, but what I was saying about the SDI, for taller tanks, it's actually easier to shoot the cupola, because like Mouse is kind of shooting down on towards the cupola, which makes it kind of easier in a sense. Shuku took a shot there from Haiba in the Mouse, I think. Not sure why he received that one even.
Haiba, yeah, Haiba's only one reloading, so dangerous game from Shoku. He knows he spotted Haiba will be aiming in that area again to try and get a shot off. It's not like Shoku's going to be able to get a couple of shots into him without Haiba getting one back. Now, if you are... Oh, Kolozoid actually taking a hit as well there. He just peeked over into the 2-base opposite Yizne. Rulesdek and Kolozoid viewpoint here, looking back across to where Yizne is. Now, Daki, if you're Kaznakru, are you going to... I mean, you can't obviously go for base 1, but at what point do you commit to push into base 2?
Then they're just trying to chip away some HP here from Utopia in the beginning, try to figure out their initial positions and act accordingly to what they see. Right now, they're just playing control. They're just trying to figure out Utopia. Okay, we know Batchat here, Mouse is there. And then they're going to start thinking about how can we push them? Where are the Type 4s? They should have seen them already though. So they can start figuring out, okay, we could possibly, push through here, maybe catch the Mouses out or pull back the Batchas and try a quick cap or something along those lines, but it's not going to work out very well for them.
Looked like Mucka and Haiba spotted out each other. Mucka did shoot, he was on a reload there, so he didn't connect with anything. But yeah, it's a very slow-paced game. It's going to be a slow-paced game with all this heavy armor. It'll be interesting to see once the team fight actually starts who actually gets the advantage over the other one. Of course, if you're a fan of either Utopia or Kaznakru, drop by their Facebook pages at the top, give them a hello, give them your support. But don't trash talk to their team, please.
What does Haiba have against these houses, though?
It's just obscuring his view of the lovely landscape, I think. Look at the armor on this thing. I mean, you can just see it from the way that this cut, how absolutely crazy it was.
I like how Miloš came to ask, did you know that the Mouse has 250mm armor on the bottom side? I'm like, yeah.
Yes.
It was against against
it.
landmines.
Yeah. It could deflect pretty much anything, but it could never get to the battlefield. That was the problem with it. It's a ridiculously super heavy tank.
You'd have to find bridges it could drive over.
Yep, it was a ridiculously super heavy tank that had to be transported to a battlefield, and it always had the big gigantic fuel tank on its rear, which is where you can see the two holders for it, where it always had a fuel tank, and then when it went into battle, they would remove the fuel tank from it. It would have been absolutely rubbish, to be honest, in real life. It was just too heavy to do anything.
Yeah, because large battlefields. But now Kaznakru rotating. They're going to go for number 1 base. At least that's what it's looking like. Going to be interesting to see who they put onto the cap. It kind of has to be Yizne in that STI. He's the only tank realistically that can sit on there and kind of defend his own. Even a Mouse is not that great on it because it's very tall. Can be reset by HE very easily. So it has to be Yizne if they go for it. But they might, instead of that, go for the D-line counter push even. Because Yizne is just grouping up in D6. So perhaps they just push down the D-line like Utopia did. Or try that at least. Because they're really gearing up for that.
Yeah, an interesting thing here is Kaznakru are grouping up together and Utopia are still very spread. So if Kaznakru can get a push here and catch somebody out, they're going to be in a lot of trouble, Daki.
But look at the position from Kolosoid and Rulezik. They're already expecting this. They're already pre-aimed there on that corner. Both those Mouses are waiting for that exact thing to happen from Kaznakru. So if they go for this, they should take at least 2 big Mouse shots in the beginning.
5 minutes left on the clock, so Kaznakru are going to have to do something eventually. Utopia, as the defending team, happy to let that clock timer run down, because if it hits 0 and Utopia still have tanks on the board, that means Utopia win. It's an automatic win for the defensive side. So this always encourages the attackers that they have to attack, they have to do something. They can either win by capping on base 1 or base 2 and running down the cap timer, or they can win by killing all the tanks of Utopia, which is usually a much harder task.
Stefan trying to shoot towards Papa Pavian. Not going to work out well against the Type 4 heavy. Kazna crew timer starting to run low. They can't really rotate to the other side anymore because it's going to take so much time. Bit those mouses. I mean, just imagine how long it's going to take them to drive back towards the other side and then an engagement. And you know, the engagement now between these heavies will last at least a minute before it's over. So Kazna crew's time is running low here. Oh, nice
last shot,
though.
last parting shot there from Stefan, just as Papa Powan peaks. Now Haiba wants to come round and have a little bit of Papa Powan as well.
Haiba should be able to outtrade a Type 4 heavy. He's just going to push forwards actually. He's just going to check what's around the corner and he'll find nothing.
So he'll be able to tell his team, guys, they're sitting super back. Shoku and Biku, Daki, when are they going to actually make a move as well? And the bat chat's down the bottom.
Seems like they're waiting for the spot because obviously Kazna crew has 2 bat shots of their own. They can still be caught out by that if they get into a bad trade. But this is going to have to be the push from Kazna crew very soon though, because honestly, now the bat shots will start rotating and the timing gap is starting to close here for Kazna crew.
Papa Powan is going to get shot here by Haiba as we see a rotation here from the bat chats of Kazna crew. Daki looks like they're going to go into the cap circle here and start a double cap. Papa Powan, can he connect with Haiba?
They're just using Haiba as a bait because now next to Stefan and Betsu are on the cap. That should push it down to like 35 seconds. There we go. Triple cap pressure. Now be on Utopia to move very, very quickly because I don't know if they expected this.
I don't think they actually have the tanks in position to cover. Papa Pound's coming out, he's being distracted by Haiba. Mucka can come around the back and get a reset potential as well, but those 3 bat chats will focus into anyone coming over to do a reset. Papa Pound takes another shot now. We're down to 18 seconds on the cap circle. Haiba again just blocking, keeping their attention. There's a reset coming in, Daki. They have fit 1 tank, so it's back to 30 seconds. But look at this. The rotation from the bat chats of Utopia coming all the way around on the minimap. You can see one of them sneaking up the right-hand side on the 0 line. I don't think Kazna crew are going to be able to hold this position, but already Utopia are losing tanks. I mean, they're about to lose Papa Pound. They're taking damage here.
Well, Haiba has to push in first because Stefan can't really go in the bat shot because that Type 4 gun, if he goes in, he'll take a big HE penetration. Nexus goes down in the meantime though, and Stefan took a lot of damage there. I don't know if this is going well for Kazna crew. I think Utopia can still hold on.
Utopia now pushing into the tanks on Death Alley, as it's known. Haiba's down onto a one-shot, Diplomat's on a one-shot. They're both in Mouse. Diplomat actually down on 70 HP. Yizni's now being focused by the Mouse of Rulizek, and Kolozoid coming to Death Alley has Biku and Shoku behind him, so Yizni does not have long to live right now. It's all about how much damage you can get before he goes down. Actually, he's going to turn it and run away, 170 HP. Now, Kazna crew are losing the HP battle here, Daki. They've got 2.5k less than Utopia. Utopia have still a lot of armor on the board, and this is going to be an uphill climb for Kazna crew now.
Yeah, but Thurs is also in a bad situation, and Shuka's going to clip him in the side, so that's going to be another dead mouse. Thurs should fall here very quickly, and then all that Kazna crew will have left is Haiba on a one-shot with a dead engine, and Stefan and Vetsu on Vatsa. This should be Utopia.
Biku actually picks up the kill there on Ders. It's now Stefan, Vetso and Haiba left. Haiba's on a one-shot. Utopia have still plenty of ammo and plenty of armor on the map here, and this is going to be 2-2, Daki. We're going to be going into steps after this, and I think this is going to be a long match between these two tonight.
Yeah, it does look like that, trading blow for blow, but we're going to go from a heavy map to a medium map coming out after this. It's going to be steps, so...
Haiba's got a damaged engine as well.
Yeah.
Super, it's like 10 kilometers and everybody's moving it.
I don't know if Stefan got hit by the Type 4 for 1.1, but we'll have to see that after, because I think he might have.
I think he took a big hit there, yeah. Death Alley with the graveyards of the Mouse. Rulezek just making it hard, getting an angle in there for Haiba. As Dynamo comes round, missing. I went right under Haiba, I think, that one there.
Yeah, he's trying to hit the lower plate and didn't connect that one for the first 2, but got it on the third. Now Stefan,
chasing
the last
Shoku.
man.
Nope. He's got 5 shots, but he's only got 2 shots back into him.
Wow.
Shoku can actually just trade with him. One more. There he goes. Shoku getting the kill. And it's all square 2-2 here on Ghost Town. And that was a good play from Kazna crew. They very nearly made it, but they just couldn't deal with those 2 Type 5 heavies for the reset.
Yeah, Haiba there in the mouse was playing really well on that corner against both of those Type 4.
Potentially would it have worked better if Haiba just gone all the way up onto that corner? Or would that have made it harder for his team?
I think they left the cap because Nexus got reset it, and then they were like, okay, the mouses are going to get back on time, because the mouse is a very big, tall tank.
Yeah.
So when he gets to the Dead Alley corner, he can shoot into the cap very easily.
There was also the Batchat on the 0 line as well that could shoot the back.
Yes, exactly. So once Nexus got resetted, I think the plan got abandoned because they know the Mouses will be able to shoot Stefan and Piotr because they're so tall, they can shoot down. Batchat's coming from behind. And then they wanted to make the play against the Type 4, but I think Stefan really paid for that. And I think after that, Utopia just singled out the rest of the tanks from Kazna crew. The DHP seemed close, but Durs had a lot of that, and he was completely in the Utopia side. Like, he was surrounded by them.
Shoku doing 3.7 here, Haiba with 3k, Rulazek 2.9. I mean, there's a huge amount of damage shared across the board there on the teams. Bihu actually picking up 3 kills there in his Batchat, so nicely done there. I mean, even 7th place still coming in at 2.2. Normally, in previous matches before this patch, 2.2, 2.5, 2.5 would be like a good, you know, number 1 round position. Now we're seeing 3.7, we're seeing 4s, we're seeing 5s earlier on. I mean, even 12th place has 1.1.
One of these Type 4s penetrated Stefan because Stefan took 3 penetrations before dying, so 1 hit for 1.1 and then 2 more hits to finish him off. That was a big one. That must have hurt, but it's something that's going to happen with these Batchats, man. If you're going to play a Batchat, you're going to be careful because, you know, you're going to get hit by Type 4 at one point. It's going to hurt, it's going to sting. Type 4 or Type 5, it's really painful.
Yeah. Yeah, that new change to the gun, where it's the 75 penetration.
It doesn't ever penetrate anything.
Yeah,
when it
but
does,
when it doesn't do it. It's like, was it 400 something? Even when
it depends on the armor you hit. Obviously, it's like between 400 to 600. I'd say. Also depends. Like always, even with that gun, you should aim for weak spots because lower armor does more HE damage. So there's that.
Does more HE.
Yeah, because it depends also on the thickness of the armor.
Yeah, yeah.
So like if you hit a T95 with a Type 4, you can be like, well, 200 if you're unlucky. It's like getting a Batchat RT, you know, the tier 10 one. If it hits a mouse and hits the wrong spot, it just does nothing.
Yeah.
And it's like 1,150 blocks. I had that yesterday. It's like...
Okay, so steps. More of an open map now. Let's have a look at the lineups, Daki, and see, are we still going to see the super heavy tanks, or are we going to see more mobile lineups? Oh, still a mouse. Kazna.
Well, Kazna with a mouse, obvious. I don't mind the pick here on the attack, because on the attack with the mouse, you can actually... If you can push it towards the eastern side to take the shots and push it on towards the cap, Batchers have to waste a lot of shots on it. But you can also go, if you go for the rails, he can push the rails first because he has so much HP. You can push him over there and he can do damage and again take the shots. But looking at Utopia with Lorraine, with STRV, this is a really good counter pick, I'd say, towards that mouse. Because the STRV, I think, is almost a direct counter to the mouse. If he
goes through it like a hot knife through butter, doesn't it?
If he can sit on the distance, if he can sit in the distance and just ping away at the mouse, he might not have like 100% pen ratio, but he will dig through him rather quickly.
Yeah, he'll harass him. Now, Kazna crew, 3 Batchats as well for the mobility. Get around, IS7, Kramwagen mouse. I mean, it's quite interesting to see this actually with a mouse play on Stets. Kazna crew have only played Steps 7 times this season, whereas Utopia have played it 14 times. But their overall win ratios aren't that great. I mean, Utopia only has a 36% win ratio, and Kazna only have a 43% win ratio. So let's going to find out, Daki, who takes the first round here on Steps. Will it be Kazna crew? Will it be Utopia? Let's jump into the map and find out.
Steps, the most open map in the league. The attacking team appears near the rocks at the bottom of the map, and the defending team starts at the top. Bases are located near the railway and on the green. The best way to control them is to use the lowland near the second base. The attacking team usually begins the attack from the rocks and the railway, but sometimes they can attack through the green. Teams often drag vehicles from flank to flank, so both teams usually pick light vehicles with a good camouflage rating, but sometimes use tanks with a strong turret and even SPGs.
And we have 2 SPGs, thank you Mr. Video Voiceover. Kazna crew are going to be on the red side attacking Daki. Utopia are going to be on the blue side defending. Now you were just saying there in the video intro, you reckon that Haiba is going to be very easily spotted and chipped away at by artillery. And I have to say, if I had my pick of artilleries not to shoot at me, Papa Powen would probably be top of that list.
Utopia is going to go very aggressive here towards the 9-0. They will spot out, Dynamo should spot out most of the times here for Kazna crew, and that should give away the game of what's going to happen. They didn't boost anybody, which is going to be interesting how that works out for them. Dynamo might take some damage running away here. No. Yes.
1 shot into him. Biku actually taking a shot as well. 3 shots into Dynamo, and that last one though tracked him. He was able to quickly repair and get away. So damage already going out for Kazna crew, but in the meantime, Diplomat took one back there on the Kramwagen.
And Diplomat taking some damage in the Crown Wagon. Utopia just about have time if they would be willing to boost to do it. But I don't think they shall. I think they're just going to go for the rotations and hope that Papa Pavian and the RT will be enough to reset it, because what they can do is they can just rotate around the map. All they need is going to be one guy spotting the cap. That's all they need for Papa Pavian to ping away on it. So you can see them all rotating now. What most likely is going to happen is they're going to rotate all the way down the 1-2 line and then put the IS-4 towards the rock to spot the cap. And they hope that Kazan Crew is not going to be super fast, because they obviously can't tell that everybody's run away. So the IS-4 will get there at the same time as the Bad Shots take the K line. So then Utopia can kill the RT and can cover him from any possible peaks, and then he can spot for RT. But that's like very risky though, because you're putting all your eggs into one basket, saying that Papa Pavian has to get the reset shots.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to ask you. This is very open play from Utopia to give up base 2 like this. I've generally never really seen this before, where the defending team is now on the left side and attacking teams on the right side like this.
Generally depends on how many tanks Kazan Crew put on the tank. If they just put the mouse, then Papa Pavian will have a field day. Because you can see the reload there, 26.6 seconds. If they put 3 on it, it'll go to like 35 seconds, something around that. It's 40 seconds actually to cap a 3 once you get straight in there. So he can, do one shot, and then he needs to reset and do another one. But like over time, they're gonna have to need somebody else to reset, because.
Now it looked like Papa Pavian was aiming exactly to where Stefan was. But they obviously don't have any spots there.
He's just looking if something gets broken, because obviously from RTV you can see trees, obstacles, anything being broken for the obvious positions. He didn't find anything. Kind of disappointed that they haven't rotated into the 1-2 line now. And Haiba's actually going to clear out the 9-0 line first. He'll be surprised when he doesn't find anybody.
He's going up there slowly first. Marching ever so slowly.
Well, he's going to go. Biku is actually, I think Utopia has a pretty good read, or solid read here right now on Kazan Crew. They're making them waste time. Biku is just like literally all he's doing now. He's peeking up to spot. It's either he can spot both if they drive onto the cap, or he can also spot if they come around that corner. When they see Haiba and the mouse, I think then will be the time where they do all of their rotation. Colostoid?
Nope.
Nope, not enough speed.
Now, the interesting thing here as well is that what Utopia is doing is it's also making Kazan Crew waste time. It's all playing into Utopia's favour by doing this, because Kazan Crew are having to progress very slowly, very cautiously, and again, it just runs down the clock.
Biku spotted out Haiba now. He's running away, exactly what Utopia wanted. Haiba is like, well, okay. Okay. Now they're going to start the cap, most likely. They should start the cap with 1 or 2 guys, and then Utopia really needs to start rotating.
Colostoid, in the meantime, just keeps practicing his boosts in this area. We should just send up Biku, because we know Biku can get up there really easily. He's done it multiple times. He's actually ended 2 matches up in that area in previous rounds against Kazan Crew. One where he was actually against Ding, sorry. But yeah, I mean, Utopia down to almost 5.5 seconds, and now the cap's been started by Kazan Crew.
Now Marakar will do what I said before. The rotations from Utopia are happening. 2 bad shots down the middle road. Marakar will go towards the rock so he can spot over and spot the cap. And then Utopia will take the 4 line and the 1 line simultaneously to clear out the K line. Possibly get Isna along the way, because I don't think they're boosting him, so they could get him if they go for it. But at least they will be able to cover him from possible bad side shots.
Vetso sitting on the cap here, all alone. Nobody to spot him, but, well, there's a splash, or a random shot coming in from Papa Pavian as a guesstimate shot there. But, I mean, there's no hurry for Utopia to come and rush the cap at the moment. We're only at 1 minute 20 seconds, and there's the push coming through the middle road, Daki, as you said, Rulezek and Dynamo. Yuzny is kind of isolated all the way on his own from the team, and once Rulezek and Dynamo know that there's nobody else there, the rest of the team might push in. But actually, Utopia pushing in the top here, Daki. Maraka getting tracked, getting a huge amount of damage taken there. It's a needless push there. He's trying to spot Vetso, didn't do it, and took a truck ton of damage for that.
Well, they need a spot because there's 24 seconds left. Now the rotations came out from Utopia, but now they desperately need to spot the cap. They did, but he missed. Papa Pavian missed.
Papa Pavian missed, and it's now 15 seconds. Are Kazan Crew going to rush somebody else than it is? It looks like Nexus is going to come in to try and go for a triple cap. 7 seconds, 8 seconds. Utopia are no way to be able to block this, but they do. They get a reset. Maraka goes in as a suicidal lamb here. He's taken lots of damage, but he did get a reset. Now we're back down to 22 seconds. Utopia have to push in again here. Rulezek is taking a lot of damage to us, but he does get a kill on Dares. Kazan Crew might have to back off because he won't be able to hold his position soon, Daki.
Well, Rulezek will probably go kill Isna, and the game's not over here because the reset came out from Papapavian from the back lines, and I think Hybrid got pinged away very heavily by that STRV. Now Biko will be on the reload. If Rulezi can kill the Artie, this game's not over because there's still Papapavian. Dynamo will spot out the cap, and he should get another reset. Stefan's going to try to chase down Biko though.
No, well, Rulezic, I was just going to say, Rulezic is going to get shotgunned by Yizny if he doesn't do this properly, and that's exactly what happened. Yizny survives on 2 HP, and Krasnokru are still in control of this match right now.
Yeah, and 12 seconds left on the cap. They're going to have to get back to this very quickly. There is a reset coming out though, so there's that. Biko goes down, and look at the HP. It's all Krasnokru.
It's done and dusted as Haiba and Stefan can just push over into the tanks remaining at the front. Mucka is in no way able to help out in this fight or with the resets. These 3 tanks just sitting in the cap circle saying, come on, come at us. Which direction are you at? We'll shoot you. And there's just nothing Utopia can do anymore to be able to reset this or be able to try and get anything back from it. Krasnokru cap out, and that was very nicely done. And a brilliant shotgun, actually, from Yizny.
Disappointed by Utopia's rotations because I don't know what they were afraid of, to go down the 1-2 line and clear it out. I mean, they knew where Haiba is. They're arguably not going to send a mouse alone over there, to be honest. And then again, they had Kranwagen IS-7, which you can spot from a distance. Could have taken the middle road very easily and spotted any rotations coming out. They needed to be quicker. They weren't. Papapavian missed the resets and Marakar died for it. Utopia was just slow. Like their tactic, they seemed to know what Krasnokru was doing, but they didn't take the positions. They needed the 1-2 line. They needed to clear out the K line so Marakar could push up safely and spot, and then Papapavian to reset. They were slow. They were really slow. Could
have been a big difference as well if they had a tank up on the usual defensive area up on that hill.
Like they could have possibly boosted the STRV up there, but they still would have lost Marakar for the same way they did now.
Yeah, I mean Marakar had to push and he got already half damage before he could even get to the cap circle and spot anyone. Haiba actually doing top damage there, 2.4k in the mouse. Then actually Yizny coming second top damage with 2.3, so nicely done from him. Although a huge amount of that was into the face of Rulezic coming around the bottom. I mean, I wanted to say, Dak, I didn't want to interrupt you though, that there's a high chance he was going to get shotgunned here because he didn't seem to have an idea exactly where Yizny was.
But Yizny was spotted.
Yeah, but when he came around the corner, his gun wasn't aiming up towards Yizny.
I don't even know how Rulezic was doing.
It was a slow reaction.
He tried to quick drive around the corner to try and surprise Yizny, but it's almost always better to just like slow peek it and just get the shot and hopefully be quicker on the trigger finger. But yeah, okay, that's nice there from Yizny. This just Utopia.
2 HP surviving.
Yeah, I just really think Utopia was slow. I mean, they needed to take the middle road. They needed to take the 1-2 line. They lost all their armor, which they had. That was it. Marakar was the only tank. Krasnokru had plenty of it.
Yeah.
I think if they take 1-2 line, possibly middle road, they can really easily surround Krasnokru. I mean, they didn't need more than the SRV and the Batchet in the north. If they take the middle road and the 1-2 line, go K-line, they could have killed Isna much earlier. And I think Marakar would have been safely able to spot the cap and could reset that way.
Yep. I mean, it was good as well. Like, you could see, you just knew that third tank was going to come in as well and boost the cap. And then that was when Utopia had to get desperate, and that's when he took a lot of damage for it. So Krasnokru really forced them to make a move and really punished them for it.
Well, if we keep the trend, Krasnokru take the lead, Utopia take it back. So I'm going to go with Utopia for this next round because, you know.
Keep it nice pattern, yeah. Nice and easy. Okay, let's have a look at the lineups and see what Utopia and Kasna are going to bring for round 2. We're just going to get them up in just a second. Now, do you think we're going to see a mouse again, Daki?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. How would you approach this if you were Utopia, based on how it just went previously? Like, do you think you have a read of Kasna? Do you think you can rock them?
I would just play my game. I wouldn't be surprised by Krasnokru. I mean, I still think like bad shots and one heavy and an RT is enough for this map.
Okay, well, let's see exactly what vehicles are going to be brought here by Utopia and Krasnokru. Utopia are going to be attacking this time, and it's going to be Krasnokru defending this time. And Kasna Daki actually going 2 mouse on the defense.
I don't know if this double mouse is going to work out. It depends on Papapavian and the connections towards it. In essence, Utopia has to drag around Krasnokru around the map to make this work. They need to find isolations on mediums, on Batchats, and focus them out. If they can find a fight 5-on-4, they'll be winning because they have Batchats and a 430 against 2 object 140s and 2 Batchats.
Yeah, certainly if they can get the mediums drawn out here. I mean, the thing is it going to be important for Kasna to do climbs here? Because I imagine the mouse are going to stick together, Daki, but they certainly, if they're covering base 1 or base 2, they can't cover them both, you know? So, yeah, like you're saying, it could be a really bad situation where Krasnokru just get dragged around the map by Utopia here. But then the question is do Utopia actually play into that, or do they get drawn into trying to trade and do damage with the mouse?
So Kasna with the mouses going towards the south. Okay, I mean, the thing what's good about the mouse is you can push it across the D line very effectively if you need to spot the cap, because you'll survive for a long time, unless he gets perma-tracked, obviously. But for Utopia, it's going to be a slow game. It's going to be a game where they have to work with RD, where they have to get those connections from the RT over and over and over and over again, literally. They had a spot in the middle road. He backed off now. Yeah, that's it for Utopia. I think they need to climb somebody on A1, and I think they need to work with RD. That's about it.
To chip away at the HP of Kaznakru here. A couple of blind shots going out already. Shoku, the one driving most forward here. Yizny is actually the one that's furthest north for his team. Haiba actually just sitting behind him, so I guess Haiba would just roll over the hill. Yeah, exactly as you're saying, Daki. Just roll over the hill for resets needed and just drive forward and take a truck ton of shots.
Yeah, but Utopia have taken a lot of map control for this first minute and 10 seconds. This is good by them, I'd say, because now they're instantly starting the cap, which is the correct thing to do, in my opinion. They have to do it. They need to draw out peaks from Kaznakru, punish them, get that M40 to pay dividend.
Haiba spotted already here, so they know exactly where the mouse was, although they'd more likely be expecting that. Now, Kazna actually bringing two of the tanks back, Daki. They were rotating down south, down the right-hand side, but actually some of them have came back here now.
Yeah, and Biko was trying to do the climb there on the 1-2 line, but he didn't do it so far. Ooh, actually, Shoku took a blind shot there, and he actually got resetted.
Reset from Dares, actually nicely done. I was going to say what's Diplomat and Stefan doing here, and actually they have a nice crossfire shot, so they actually have different angles. Colosoid actually got hit as well from that circle, and that was actually nicely done there by Kaznakru, because I guess from, I mean, does Haiba have binos or something like that?
I don't think so. It was just there's blind firing. I mean, if you blind fire and you reset, you know where you hit, so he's going to be like outside right or something. They probably have some call-out names for it. They're going to be like, okay, he's far right, far left, something like that. And they're really good at resetting right now. Shuku instantly, and he got tracked again. He takes so much damage.
Shoku taking two shots there. He moved into a different position and gets shot at. So at the moment, Kaznakru have a great read of where Utopia might be and the angles they'd be able to push as Vetso pushes over there and gets a shot into Shoku. One more shot and Shoku's dead, actually. He's on 182 health. He has to run there. Are Vetso and Haiba going to try and take it? Shoku is down. Haiba actually peeks over, and Utopia, this is not going to work for you.
Haiba does seem to have optics of some sort because he spotted Shuku in that area of the map. Very well done, actually, there from Kaznakru. Interesting. So he did have optics, I mean, because he was moving when he did it, and he managed to spot him out, and now Utopia has one tank down.
Yep, and we're looking here at Nexus, who's at the bottom of the map, just covering the south area where absolutely nothing is going on. Utopia are not going to do any action or any pushes in this area. Now, yeah, I mean, it was nicely done from what Haiba was doing. I guess, I mean, you said it must be optics. I can't tell at the moment. We need to jump into him. I just saw it on my screen and it just glanced off at the second, so I did miss that. I think, like Daki, like you said, it's probably going to be optics.
He took a connection there from Artie. A decent amount, but Muka trading even in the 430. This is not going well for Utopia.
Muka getting focused as well now here, so Utopia again going back into this cap circle trying to bait out Kaznakru, but it's bold because they just tried this earlier on and they got spotted and they got shot at. Now Stefan here looks like to have a read of the exact area perhaps. They're using the trees here as cover for them. And this is actually really nice from Kaznakru. They're basically forcing Utopia into trying to do something here at base 1, sorry, and they have all the angles covered.
They're finally doing some damage on towards these mouses, which is really, really crucial for the boys of Utopia to make this work. Colosoid needs to only 220. You want that M40 to hit for like 800. He needs more. Like they really need more damage on these mouses. They need to be low HP before they push in.
I'll be honest, Daki, I think this is probably already done and dusted. I think this is already Kaznakru's match, or round, sorry.
It could be, but don't forget, you saw Stefan only has 17 APCR shots left, I think it was. So blind fire will start becoming an issue. I think it was 17 APCR. At least that's what it read like to me.
Colosoid moving over here with Rulzik and Muka to the top area, trying to get a bit of pressure onto Kaznakru, trying to get a bit of vision on them as well, as Dynamo's coming up the middle road to join in with his teammates. Only Bihu is left down south, and are Utopia going to actually try and look for a fight here, Daki?
It's not going to work out well for them. The 140s will cover the mouse, and I think this is Kaznakru's fight. I mean, Rulzik can push into the mouse, Bihu's not even there, Papa Pavin's on reload, and I think this should be all Kaznakru.
So a shot from Papa Pau in there onto Haiba for 556. Rulezek's going to be the one leading the charge as Mocha manages to dodge an artillery shot there, but Rulezek's going to now get clipped out by Ders, who can come round. Now, Diplomat and Stefan are rolling across the middle here as well, and Utopia are trying to go for a fight, but they just don't have HP to be able to trade to do this, as Diplomat and Stefan and Object 140s can just shoot for days right now, and these Batchats have to reload, so this is going to go completely against them, and Kasnakru are looking to take this fight, and they're doing it very strongly, but look at the damage they're taking as well for it, Daki.
Yeah, but once the autoloaders from Utopia will be on reload, the game will be over, as Utopia lose 2 tanks, and this is all Kasnakru. I mean, Bihu is the last man standing together with Papa Pavian. Good strategy by Kazna.
Very nicely done by Kasna, just to bait out that tactic and say, like, okay, we're here. You only have one option that you can do. Do it. We know you're going to try it. Perhaps Utopia should have tried something different. It seemed a bit obvious in a way. You know, it was a bit of a bait. Just like, there you go. It's too good to take, so they took it. Nicely done from Kasnakru. Nice innovation of tactics there, using the double mouse to just come over and reset, and being able to take a truck ton of damage when they do so.
Diplomat has 2 shots left. He might still have heat left, but that's one ammo type of which he has only 2 left. 1 now. Wonder which one it is. But yeah, Kasnakru there.
He just need for the kill on Papa Pawan.
No.
Nope. Diplomat actually does get it as Ders gets a shot on the move. So Kasnakru now taking the lead here, 4-2, match point. And that was Kasnakru in complete control really there on steps.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is the mouse has pretty good view range to begin with. Together with optics, you can peek over very far and spot the outer side of the cap circle. And the 140s from Kasnakru, very good at blind firing. But I don't think Utopia could have done anything else. I don't think they could have gone towards the eastern side and fight against 2 mouses, because it's just not going to work out. I mean, the only thing they could have possibly tried is to peek on the eastern side, play. But, I mean, they really can't go eastern side if you think about it in essence, because the mouses will just push forward and roll over anybody that tries to play over there. So it was the only option they had.
Yep. Let's have a look at the stats and see damage done. And there's a bit of a surprise here for number 1. It's actually Papa Palwin in the artillery there.
You actually want him to do much more than this on steps. He needs to be hitting the likes of 4K if you want to make RT work.
And this is what we're talking about as compared to the city maps, like where you would expect a 2.2, 2.3, 2.5s to be, you know, top damage dealers, where in the city maps it's like top damage dealt, it's like 4K damage, 5K damage. And it's all, I mean, yesterday we had all the way down to, I think it was 12th place, still had 2.5 damage.
Shuku there in his bad shot. Not good.
Yeah. Das ist nicht gut, as they would say in Germany, Daki. Just like if the engine breaks down, what would they say? Wow, you're really leaving me hanging, just like you said. So what's that? That's what, we're 10 out of 12 now, I've still got to go?
Yes.
Wow.
I warned you. You made me repeat myself twice.
I just wanted to hear you say motor kaputten, because it's so funny when you say it.
Motor kaput? I don't understand why that's so funny, man.
I don't know why. You said randomly said it on the stream one time and you were just killing yourself laughing.
Motor kaput, because my engine was dead. Why else would I say it?
Random German from you, it was funny.
Feels bad, man. But, okay, it's 4-2, but it's Cliff. So it's 4-2.
So Castor not going to win Cliff.
4-2,
yeah.
But it's Cliff.
So we're expecting it to be 4-4 after this.
Yes, pretty much.
Kasnakru, though, however, guaranteed a match point, or guaranteed a point on the board, which is really important for them. So they're on 29 points. So they're now only 4 behind Go Hard and Ding.
If they lose in tiebreaker, then it's
still they're in a good position. They still have a match in hand.
Yeah, but then they'll be still points behind. They'll be 4 points. If they lose here, they'll be 4 points behind with the match in hand. They'll still be 1 point behind.
Okay, that's not so great. Shut up, Hector. Okay, here we go, Daki. Cliff, 5 Batchats per side, TVP per side, and then the difference being T54 lightweight, T49.
Yeah, surprised Utopia went with the T54. I mean, now Papa Pavin in the team, but apparently, you know, they're like, Papa, we're playing T54. I'm going to give it to Utopia.
I'm going to give it to Utopia as well, but I think Kasnakru will surprise us, so we'll probably go Kasnakru. Let's find out, Daki. It's 4-2 Kasnakru. We're going into Cliff.
Cliff, the most dynamic map in the league. Battles on Cliff always turn into desperate double-edged fights. Teams start from the same spots as they do in standard battles. The first base is located near the defender's spawn point, and the second is at the bottom of the hill. Sometimes teams split their forces and send several tanks through the 1-2 line to the left of the small hill, but usually both teams play at the centre. The attacking team can send one of the tanks up to the lighthouse or behind it. Fast and quick-firing vehicles are better suited for this map, mainly medium tanks, including tanks equipped with autoloaders.
Now we see no real changes here, Daki, in the Krasnokru lineup, but we are on cliff, so what does that mean that's in the water?
Water!
There you go.
Some initial blocking going on though from Krasnokru. You can see Durs on the minimap is a little bit behind. He got blocked by Diplomat. This could be crucial because Utopia might be going as a ball of death across the F line.
Now they have made it, the 4 tanks have made it across over to the 3 line at the moment. Colozoid's taking a shot, Diplomat got one in there, Shoku's having to stop and hide behind this area. Going to get a fight on the 3 line, Daki, that's where everyone's grouped up at the moment. Dares gets a shot off, big ricochet off the front of his tank as well, so he takes 417 but only did 350 back in return.
The crucial thing to note about what happened there with Durs is he lost his repair kit.
He had to repair his track straight away?
Yeah, he had to lose his repair kit, so he's down a repair kit. I honestly don't like this Krasnokru setup very, very much. They have a T49 spotting 1-2 line. Theirs is already minus his repair kit. They have no hill control. Utopia already has the hill under their control. I think right now, in the beginning phase, they have actually won the exchange.
Stefan now moving over on the E line. Ders is going up now beside Vets. With Stefan taking a shot there as he climbs. 2 shots, Daki. Will he take a third one? He's snapping back. He's having to back off that area. Mucka's taking a lot of damage though in return. Stefan's now down to a 1 shot. One more and he's going to go down here. Can Mucka survive? Diplomat taking a huge amount of damage as well. Trying to peek over in that area. They must have known that Utopia were waiting for them, Daki, there on the F line.
I have no idea what that was from Krasnokru. I mean, Kazna, you saw only 4 tanks. You knew 2 of them might have been out of the fight, and even 1 would be enough to kill Stefan. If it was just Dynamo on the hill, it would still be enough. Somehow I feel Krasnokru thought Utopia put all their thought onto 1-2 line, but nothing is true, and this is not good for Krasnokru. Honestly, like, on cliff, 1 tank down, a TVP low HP. Yes, he can go into A5, but yes, he'll have to play it much safer. Yes, if he gets blind shotted, he's dead as well. Well, he needs 2, but, you know, we often see TVPs take 1 or 2 blind shots in that area. Now Krasnokru is going to be forced onto the defensive. 7 minutes, 40 seconds left, and it's very hard to hold cliff with 10 minutes and full HP. Well, it's even harder if you have none.
Yep, I mean, for getting Mucka down to half health, Krasnokru have lost a tank, and they've got Diplomat down to less than half health themselves. Not a good exchange. Okay, Shoku took damage, Bihu took damage, Kozoi took damage, but spread across the team. They're down a gun now. Now Nexus is getting shot at as well, up on the hill.
It's not going well here for Krasnokru, honestly. I mean, this round is lost, and I want to point out to everybody watching, Krasnokru has 43% on the defense, but if it comes to the attack,
0% attack.
0 on the attack.
From 12 matches played on it.
If they lose this round, it's going to be tiebreaker.
That's going to be tiebreaker. More than likely, yeah. Unless Krasnokru can surprise everyone on the attack. But going on past record with the numbers, it's not something they've been able to do previously. Papapowan keeping Haiba lit up on the hill as we're looking at the viewpoint from Diplomat. Diplomat's really high up at the moment, so it's going to be hard to blind fire. He's much higher than teams normally expect him to be. Haiba desperately want to play peekaboo here with Papapowan, but not taking the bait there. Papapowan perhaps kicking himself he's not in artillery right now, because he could have some really nice shots over onto the tanks of Krasnokru.
You can see the play from Utopia. It's going to be 1-2 line. I mean, not 1-2 line, sorry, 9-0 line. That's what I meant to say. Shuku is going to be climbing the hill here at one point.
Eventually, yeah.
Eventually, inevitably, maybe.
Perhaps. Yay, Shoku!
But yeah, he's going to go and climb the hill as well. They have Colosoid to crossfire, and then pretty much all the other tanks are in the 9-0 line, and they're going to push around the eastern side right now.
Dynamo has just dodged 3 shots there now from Diplomat. 2 have gone over him and 1's hit into the ground. So Diplomat won't be able to give crossfire, as Bihu can now start shooting into Ders and Haiba up on that hill. Little crossfire coming around, trying to distract him. Will Ders take another one? Will Dynamo push over the hill? Well, we're going to find out in a second. It's actually Rulazek is getting clipped out by Ders. A little bit overcommit here. And Utopia is just desperate to push in here, Daki. They're desperate to try and get another tank kill.
A little bit of an overcommitment there from Rulezek, but you know, Bihu and Papapowan from the backlines are actually doing the damage back towards the Nexus. And you have to imagine an even trade is a trade in favor of Utopia because of the HP lead they already have.
Papapowan's in front of Bihu and Rulezek here, just making it harder for any shots to come their way. Now they know that Diplomat's going to be back in that area. As Jizney's starting to move over, you can see in the minimap to help his teammate as well. Oh, look at this. Diplomat just trying to get the top there of Dynamo. And there's a base cap started, so that's going to attract the Diplomat's attention here, Daki. Will he blind fire is the danger point? Or he's going to wait for someone to spot first, surely.
Well, he will blind fire Papapowan. I don't know why he's on this cap.
2 into Papapowan, but Papapowan actually... How did they not connect with him?
They
wow.
missed. They hit low, they hit the ground.
Okay, fell to the bottom of the aiming circle.
I don't think Utopia can cap. I somehow don't feel like this is an option. I think they need to start doing something with Colossoid because he needs to start getting his play or push from the top because Papa Powan's taking all the shots.
Papa Powan taking shots and nothing going back in return. Now Shoku takes shots as well. They're able to get a shot back into Haiba. They're pushing now onto Dares. Dynamo goes actually past them and starts clipping it into him, but Haiba got the kill on Shoku. Dynamo's now in a crossfire between Dares and also Diplomat, but Dynamo does get the kill. Now Haiba's going to chase Muka up on the top of the hill as Haiba actually got the kill on Muka, and Utopia are throwing away the advantage they have here, Daki. It's not going well for them.
It does look like that. Muka there got double tapped at the same time. Great stuff from Kazna crew, and now Utopia is forced to back off. It's 2 guns down for both these teams. Yeah, this is not good actually for Utopia. That push on the top didn't seem that well coordinated. Shuku went over by himself and died.
Here's the interesting thing as well. Utopia are now completely isolated on that side of the map, and Kazna crew can start making plays on them. Now, are Utopia going to climb someone back up onto the hill? Because Haiba's actually up on the hill all alone now. He's on the wrong side of the hill. He has to push onto Dynamo at some point and force shots in from Diplomat as well. So I don't think Dynamo's got much long left to live. No. Papa Powan actually gets killed by Haiba. Dynamo's going to fall in just a second, Daki, and I think that's it. I think Kazna crew are going to be taking this one. It's going to be 5-2.
It's starting to look a little bit like that at least. Colossoid has to fight with Isno and Vetso.
Colossoid now getting pushed on by Yzne and Vetso on the other side of the map as we're looking at Dynamo up on the hill here. Oh, Yzne getting the kill on Colossoid. He is gone. Good night, Vienna. And this is all she wrote because that's going to be Kazna crew, Daki, with a big advantage here now. I mean, it's only 8k or 800 HP difference in it, but now Haiba is getting shots on Dynamo. Dynamo has no support. Haiba can just continue to harass. And yeah, Utopia have just got nowhere to go here right now. They're now stuck on this side of the map.
Very disappointed to see how they lost this round because they had all the advantages. Kazna crew just about hold on. That push on the top from Utopia was not good though. I mean, you could see there how Shuku just died. He just died. Like he pushed over by himself, and then Haiba got to kill Muka as well in the TVP. He only had 1 shot, but he got some help from a teammate. Just all fell to pieces there for Utopia, and it didn't seem like they had like a real plan on how to break Kazna crew.
Yep, I think the biggest problem there with Utopia is when they made the move, they didn't really have the tanks set up to be able to cover each other. So you had the 3 tanks down the bottom, but Papa Powan was getting shot, and then there was no shots coming back in return. So you had these tanks all isolated on the right-hand side, but there was, for example, no crossfire from the left-hand side. There was just no lines, basically, could draw onto the tanks of Kazna crew. And Kazna playing extremely well here, like they took an initial lot of damage, but then they backed off. And they were able to, I mean, Diplomat, for example, he's still able to do a lot of damage despite nearly dying at the start. And he's in that position. You know he's going to be there, but you can never spot him. That's the problem.
Yeah, I don't know about what Shuku did there. It really costed him, in my opinion. He was pretty much full, died. Bihu is now probably going to try and make a play against Haiba here, but Diplomat will be covering from the back lines. Depends if Bihu can get some connection, but he's spotted out now. This is not going to help out. And Isna might even connect him from the backside if he peeks out too far.
Nexus is climbing as well. Vetso has Overwatch on the circle as well. Yzne's waiting down bottom to get a shot as well. Kazna crew are on the defense. They can run the clock down. We have 1 minute and 24 seconds left to go. Utopia really just don't have anything that they can do here. They need to try and kill everyone from Kazna crew or cap within 1 minute and 17 seconds. They would need pretty much all 3 tanks for that, and to be able to not get shot at by Kazna crew, which is not going to happen. So yeah, fair play to Kazna crew. They continue their winning ways here against Utopia. And that's all 3 wins have gone to Kazna crew when these 2 teams have faced each other this season.
Yeah, Kazna crew getting the advantage here. Well, they won it on steps, and Utopia should have won it here, but then Kazna crew could have still won it on the attack. So yeah, for 52 seconds left, they're not going to find all these players.
Yep, I mean, it's good for Kazna crew as well, because that now puts Kazna crew on 31 points. Then they go into a 3-match weekend next weekend. But the thing is, I mean, Kazna crew have that match advantage, but Ding and Gohard still remain top of the season. Now, the biggest match to come next weekend will be Gohard versus Kazna crew. That's pretty much the match that's going to decide who gets second spot or first spot even, depending how Ding do for the rest of the season. Now it's just a numbers game, just sealing out the end of the game. 22 seconds left as Vetso shoots into Bihu. Haiba comes over for kills as well. Rulazek is now the only one left in that corner. How long is he going to stay there for? Nobody has to do anything. He's getting shot at now by Vetso and Haiba. They both get shots into him. I might just drop off the edge just for the sake of it, just for the lulz. Or he'll just run the clock down and say, well, at least I survived. Nope, he goes for a swim, Daki.
He's not going to die, though. Oh, maybe? No.
Nope.
But yeah, Kazna crew pick it up 5-2. Arguably, arguably Kazna's crew was really, really terrible in the beginning.
At the start, they looked like it was done. You said it was all over, and it did look like that way.
It
Like
should have been.
they lost HP.
Technically, it should have been all over.
Yeah.
I mean, if Utopia played out correctly, I don't think Kazna crew ever gets to win that round whatsoever. I mean, you've got to say it like it is. One tank down, another one low HP for arguably nothing in return. If you think Shuku, I don't know, like Shuku...
It would have been better for Utopia to go 1-2 lane rather than go around the other side.
I think they needed to just coordinate their hill push much better. Like Shuku picked alone against Haiba. Haiba with the support from the TVP. Dynamo went to kill Durs, which was fine. Dynamo could have done that anyways without Shuku peeking on Durs, onto Haiba. If he doesn't die there, just controls Haiba, they can maybe push down 9-0 line at one point, like we see a lot of teams do, because when Durs dies, the 9-0 line becomes very open. They can just start pushing down it with Papa Pavin, spot the TVP, and play from there on.
But the strange thing I thought as well is that the tanks were lower down, were constantly taking damage, and they were never really getting shots back up the hill to return the damage. Like when we saw Papa Pavin taking like 2 shots from Haiba, I think it was, there was nothing in return. I mean, damage is quite equal here. Top 2 tanks carrying for their teams respectively. Vetso actually coming top damage here, 3k damage, nicely done from him in that area. He was completely unchallenged, really. Biku doing 2.7, but then it drops off quite considerably. 2.3 then 2.3. I mean, here's where things went wrong for them, basically.
Yeah, Shuku, where it really went wrong.
Stefan as well. Stefan got himself caught at the start.
Yeah, he did a nice shot there on towards Colosoid in the end, but like it really went wrong with that hill push where it was with Shuku.
And Mucka only able to get 1,200. Shoku, yeah. I mean, 13 shots from Mucka there. Don't know necessarily how much of it was blind fire, how much of it was just missed shots or not penetration.
It was probably a lot of blind fire, but yeah. Good for Kazna crew to hold on there. Arguably, Utopia should learn how to push the hill and sink for next time.
Yeah, definitely.
Kazna crew picking up very, very vital points, like you said, going up to 31 now, 2 points behind. But it will still all be decided pretty much in the Go Hard Kazna match.
This last week is going to be real interesting because Ding have to play Utopia Gunrunners. We expect Ding to be able to take those 2 matches. Go Hard have to play Kazna and Gunrunners. Kazna Go Hard is probably going to be the decider for who gets second place. Kazna crew have Go Hard, Isuba, and Oops.
Oops could throw a spanner in the works there, actually.
Definitely, because Oops are hungry for points. Oops, and we talked about this last time I actually spoke to Vetso. Oops are really hungry to get up the board. Oops were actually playing really well against Kazna previously when they lost to them.
Yeah.
They went on tilt.
So Oops could throw a spanner in the works there towards the end. Actually thinking about it, depends if that match can change the placing of Oops, because if it can, they will go all out because they want the points, obviously, because they need the points.
But also with Isuba, we saw Isuba getting beat yesterday by Oops, but previously they beat Go Hard.
I think it matters even more for Oops if they can change the ranking by it because of Grand Finals points.
Yep, Grand Finals points as well, and potentially who they play again in the playoffs, because they're pretty much guaranteed a playoff spot at this stage, unless Gunrunners are able to beat Go Hard and Ding, which I really doubt. Haiba, Daki, top damage here, post-match statistics.
Yeah,
well,
comes from the city maps, obviously, but he played very well on the mouse, so that's where his damage came from mostly. Nexus...
Dares there as well,
Nexus
third place.
and Durs, yeah. I think Nexus and Durs arguably, they play more hard tanks than mouse.
Yeah.
Nexus is playing plays autoloaders and Durs as well, which is now getting harder when playing against mouses, so they did really, really well. Bihu, I mean, we mentioned him in the beginning, he did extremely well as well.
Yeah. Papa Powan as well was there, 7th place. So, yeah, it's interesting. Normally from Kazna crew, I mean, taking nothing away from Yizne or Haiba, you're not generally the two of the people you'd expect to see in top 5 damage dealt. Haiba's usually on the low tiers for his team as well, but showing that if he plays the heavy tanks, he can actually do quite well.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to, Mouse is a kind of tank where you just need to make sure how to shoot and how to angle. Like, positional play is a little bit less important because you can get away with a lot more than you could do in other tanks. It's more about angling and the shots you take.
Yep, true indeed. Now, that was the first match of this evening, so Kazna crew have defeated Utopia 5-2. We still have one more match to go this evening, which is going to come up next. It's going to be Oops versus Gunrunners. I'm expecting, to be honest, Daki, probably 5-0, 5-1
wow,
from
that's
Oops.
brave. I'd say 5-2, 5-3 in favor of Oops.
Okay, I think Oops I've got the momentum here right now. I think
5-2, 5-3, Ryan. We'll see. Want to bet on it?
No.
That's what I
okay, so we're going to have a short break, and we'll be right back after that, so please stick around, and we'll see you after the break. Good evening and welcome back to the EU Wargaming.net League Season 2. Once again, my name's Hector. I'm joined here by Dekilazor, and we have one more match for you guys. And if you just joined us now, you've already missed an awesome one.
Yeah, it was a could have been a closer one, but it was
Yes.
still an all-around good match to watch. And
Nice new tactics being used in different maps.
yeah, this was interesting, especially on steps, how both these teams played. It didn't really work out for Utopia, it worked out better for Kazna Crew. But yeah, that was Kazna Crew doing a very vital win, picking up points they desperately needed. Now moving into our second match of the evening is again, you might not think it's super important, it kind of is, because one, Oops want to secure himself in online playoffs, which we arguably think Gunrunners can make it into anyways, but second of all, online rankings also for the playoffs, so that's very important.
Yep, indeed. So here's the thing. Right now, we're going to have Oops versus Gunrunners. Now, I think this is going to be Oops' one easily, to be honest. I think they're going to take it, like, no problem.
You're too confident. You're
Easily.
too confident.
Easily.
5-2 or 5-3?
No, it's going to be 5-0, 5-1 Oops. Oops are like charged up. Like you could hear the difference in TeamSpeak yesterday. It was a lot more calm, a lot more, okay guys, let's think about how we're going to do this.
You know what makes me cry thinking about Oops? If Spoink doesn't play again, I'm arguably going to...
I didn't add him in my team, but I think you did. I think
doesn't.
Wojtek did, maybe?
I don't have him in the other one, but I have him in this one, the one that matters.
When you say one that matters, do you mean the one that...
the 100 placed one.
The one that stops people getting gold?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, interesting. Interesting.
And the other one, I'm going to overtake Wojtek after this weekend.
Now, Oops have been a team that we expected a lot more of this season, didn't we, Daki?
Yeah, arguably with they did better last season, even though they had a worse lineup to say. Now this season they had an all-star lineup, if you want to call it like that, but it didn't seem to work out. I mean, they're only sitting at spot number 5, so it's like still not good enough.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're sitting here on 6th place actually, below Utopia still. If their next match actually is against Utopia. Wow, that's going to be a big one. Or have I written something down wrong here? It's Isuba. Okay, yes, it was Isuba they just played. So yeah, they're 1 point behind Utopia, and their next match is going to be against Utopia.
Yeah, online playoffs are very important for points. So Oops should go full ham into this one.
Oops and Utopia both want to get up as high up the table as possible because they had good points from last season as well, because they actually made it to the LAN finals.
Exactly.
Gohard didn't make it to the LAN finals, but Gohard are desperate to just try and avoid the group stages if possible.
If Gohard takes spot number 1 in the online playoffs, it's going to help them massively with grand finals points as well.
Indeed, yeah, indeed. Now, their opponents, Gunrunners, Mem Runners, Gun Mems, Danny Zek and the boys, you know. Yeah, these guys have been giving them some surprises, some unusual tactics. Some have worked, some haven't. Masters of the Mines YOLO. We might see that today, actually.
We still expect much more from them, to be honest. Like, gotta kind of...
Yeah, these were the guys who qualified automatically from Silver Series into Gold Series. They won Silver Series outright, and they came up last season.
And their comrades, Isuba, had to struggle to get through the qualifier, win in tiebreaker every single match, and just about made it.
To be fair, Gunrun Isuba were the ones who weren't actually expected to go through. I think it was Raging Potato, maybe, was the team. Or
Potato Tetos or something?
Potato Tetos.
Or Legend?
There was another team that we thought was...
Legend.
I don't think it was... It might have been
Legend.
Legend. We thought they were going to do it, and they kind of like threw it in their last match. And I think Gunrunners, not Gunrunners, Isuba actually made it into the Gold Series by getting through 3 tiebreaker matches or something like that.
They had 3 tiebreakers.
insane. But well fought at the same time, you know, well thought at the same time. But Gunrunners, I mean, they're sitting bottom of the league right now. They have only 11 points. The nearest person above them is Isuba on 17 points. Gunrunners have to play Oops today, then have to play Go Hard and Ding next week. It's going to be hard for them.
It's not looking good for them, let's put it like that.
It's going to be hard for them. Let's have a look at the map order we're going to be playing on, Daki, because this is quite interesting, because I said already we might see the Gunrunners YOLO on Mines, and it is featuring in today's lineup.
Well, stats-wise, I mean, there's not much to say other than Cliff is a better map for Oops than for Gunrunners than for Oops, but Gunrunners haven't played it that much, so you always have to like imagine they didn't play it that much. So how good is it? Now the question is going to be, where is Oops going to break? Where is gonna break them? I mean, I think Himmelsdorf and Ghost Town should end 3-1 in the favor of Oops. Then Mines is a questionable one because Gunrunners are supposedly very good on it. And then Cliff again. I think Oops want to close it out on Mines arguably because, you know, you want to go 3-1, maybe even 4-0 into Mines and close it out there because. I don't know about like Mines and Cliff. If they have to play Cliff as well, Gunrunners could possibly do something there.
I think it'll be done and dusted by Mines. I don't think we'll see Cliff.
It will be done and dusted by Mines?
Yep, I don't think we'll see Cliff.
So we're not going to play Mines?
It'll be done and dusted by Mines. By the time we get to Mines, that's where we see this match finish. It won't get into Cliff. 3-map round, 3-map match.
I don't know. I think still 5-2, 5-3.
Okay, we can see who's right, we can see who's wrong. As you say, everyone gets lucky once in a while. We don't need to take any bets on it or anything like that. It'll just be for pride, Daki, just for pride.
You have any left?
Well, just a little bit. Don't make too much noise. You wake up Mojo, okay? You know.
Well, he was ready to cast.
Yesterday at the end, he's like, "It's going to be me and you." I'm like, "Sure, it was me and Daki."
Yeah, and then he stole my papers.
Okay, let's have a look at the lineups here going into the first round, which is going to be Himmelsdorf. How heavy is Himmelsdorf going to be? Well, it's going to be super heavy, Daki.
Yeah, gun on his triple mouse and an E3 and Iris 4. It's a lot of armor. Oops coming out with a Type 5 for that H3 damage. One autoloader, 50B, a secondary, and the bad shot. So Oops, quicker lineup in essence. You have to look at it like it is. They can rotate a little bit.
Hey, Daki, what does Spoink and Mojo have in common?
They're both not here.
Correct! So, giving away a little bit of information about the Oops lineup, but sadly, no Spoink in the Oops lineup here, Daki.
I'm gonna cry, man, please.
It's breaking your heart. It's breaking your heart. Now, we can see here, I mean, Oops are going to be attacking with a Type 5 Heavy. Let's see, it looks like it's going to be Milosh in the Type 5 Heavy here for Oops. Gunrunners bringing this Mouse, IS4 and Batchat. Now the IS4 Daki on defense, we kind of know that always sits up by the cap circle. That's where basically Mertorius goes to die. But will this work this way for Gunrunners? Let's find out. We're going to jump into Himmelsdorf.
Himmelsdorf, a small city map. The teams start the battle in opposite corners. Both bases are located close to each other, but in a way that you can't stay on the defensive all the time. The main attack routes pass through the hill, the alley and the railroad, but in general, the attack can be successfully executed through any part of the map. Heavy tanks and tank destroyers with powerful guns run the show here. However, a lot depends on the mobile light tanks.
Okay, Daki, here we go right into the action. Gunrunners are going to be on the red side defending, and it's going to be Oops on the blue side attacking. And Oops are, well, they're all going low here, Daki.
Yeah, they're all going low. I'm just really sad because there's no Spoink.
No Spoink. No Spoink. But Insane and Silence on the Mouse. So a very aggressive and heavy French push here eventually from Oops, as they have both their French players on the heavy tanks.
So they have Enrico and a Mouse holding here, with the rest of the tanks going 1-2. Just a little bit worried if they're going to cross over because of the amount of hit points and armor that they might be able to hold there for the boys of Gunrunners.
Yep, now Camille is spotted up on that hill area. Doesn't have a lot of shots available to him. Enrico, IS4, exactly where we expected him to be. And I did find it actually really funny yesterday because that is exactly where Mertorius died once again. And it would be an interesting statistic to see how many times Mertorius has died in an IS-4 in that position when he's been playing there for Ding.
Oops, actually deciding to rotate here. They didn't have a lot of information, but they're deciding to back off, going towards the 8 line. I mean, they can cross it pretty much for free because nobody is spotting there. Seago got spotted out. Dead Zone might find Unji, but that's also about it. I want to see how much Enrico can do to hold this north side because Miloshin, the Type 5 heavy, if he can get in towards the IS-4, he'll be able to kill him rather quickly. I mean, let's be real, 4, a little bit more, maybe 5, 6 shots and be dead, the IS-4. So Gunners will have to make a counterplay because depending on the rolls, obviously it always depends on the rolls and where he hits and if you can set him on fire.
There's like 3 different RNG rolls you've got to get through there for it to work in your favour.
So, but it'd still be 6 shots at best, I think, before he dies. And Gunners will have to push into Mouses.
Here's the thing, Will is way back in A5. Where did he get shot from?
The hill, maybe.
Okay.
Blanche was from the hill, perhaps, but I want to see Milosh, and I want to see what that Type 5 is going to do against the IS-4, because this is going to show that that position is no longer playable.
Let's watch it from Milos' position as he rolls round this corner, right into the face of Enrico. Milos spots Enrico. There's the connection. 4-7-6 onto Enrico, but 4-6-7, sorry, and 4-3-2 back. So kind of equal trade there, Daki.
Yeah, but Milosh can trade out better because he has more HP. So with a long period of time, it doesn't matter for Milosh. Insane and Silence might have HE loaded as well, or will load HE. They'll take away a lot of this HP from the IS-4 rather quickly, I think.
Enrico just sitting here waiting to die, as most IS-4 players do in this area. Now what can be done here? Actually, I just remembered, Daki, Enrico is in my fantasy team. So hopefully he'll be able to do a lot of damage here.
Yeah, you wish. Milosh is going to hit him again here in a second. Let's see how much he takes. 618!
Oh, nothing back in return from Enrico. Insane and Silence just moving back to get a nice angle here. Insane doesn't pen with his one. Silence is now going to move up and see if he can get a connecting shot. There's not really much of a rotation coming back here from Gunrunners, Dak. It looks like they're not too sure about everyone from Oops being in this area. We've still got Unji all the way down south and Martin still covering that D-line.
Insane has loaded HE ammunition now as well. At least what this looks like. Milosh lets off a shot, does not connect. I think Enrico backed around the corner almost. Where is he? He's trying to
further back now.
If somebody goes down the 8 line, you can just shoot him from behind right now.
Milan looks like he's wanting to cross in that area. Now Deca, Camille and Dead Zone still all sitting south here on the map. Unji starting to rotate, so it's not a full commit from Oops. We've seen this before. We've seen this before, Daki, with Oops. They do a bait. They draw you into one side, then they go for another side. But it doesn't look like they're doing that right now.
Well, Milosh was still splashing Enrico, so he's now down to 1000 HP. And Insane is holding the cap, and Gunrunners will have to push in towards them at one point.
Looks like Gunrunners are starting to do that now, as Ondrax is starting to move up now. Seago sitting behind him. Don't know much what the AMX 1390 is going to be able to do in this stage, but now he's back off Dead Zone, taking 43 damage there in the rear. Where did that come from?
He just rammed into Insane a little bit too hard.
Because he's a 1390.
Yeah, and now Insane will sit on the cap here, but Dead Zone will sit behind him. Milosh will cover, and right now Gunrunners has only one option, and it's push into Oops.
Push into Oops, indeed. We're at 36 seconds on the cap circle. Enrico is spotted. 590 there, connection from Milosh into him. Enrico's only got one more shot into him. Now all the capture points here are on the Dead Zone. It's Insane, can just bounce shots as Ondrax looks to move up now as well. The rest of the tanks from Gunrunner are still not really coming here. Unji's still perhaps worried that somebody's going to go into base 2. Daki and Deca and Camille still completely out of this fight as well. So it's not a full commit here from Oops or Gunrunners.
Well, Oops doesn't have to commit fully here because they know exactly how many tanks have crossed over because of that 1-1-3 position. He will spot them every time they move over. Nice connection there though from Ondrax, but look at the damage they're taking, and they still have to push in and reset the Dead Zone.
Yep, Insane just able to sit there as a blockade and take the armor, take the shot, sorry. Now Silence is covering over his shoulders. They're pushing now. Saigo's going to try and bait out a shot from them, try and get round and get into the Dead Zone. They bounce off Silence. Saigo takes multiple shots crossing in that area. Milosh is now going to come up and ruin someone's day up. He only connects with 284 there. But now it's going to be some mouse-on-mouse action on this corner as Gunrunners send in their 3 tanks. Deca's now moving up as well here to try and get the drop onto Martin coming. Insane's just blocking everything here, Daki, right now.
Seagull might get a small angle from the zero line if he can get there, but Melan's crossing over there as well. And look at the damage Gunrunners has taken already on this lineup, though.
Insane is just perfectly angled there. Dead Zone's just backed off so he doesn't take any kind of splash damage, so he can still be used to push into that area. Insane, though, I mean, Daki, I'd love to see the damage blocked by him after this. It's going to be absolutely tremendous. Silence now pushing up again to take another shot, which he does, gets one into the back there. Now we see Unji trying to wrap all the way around, but Melan's waiting for that if Unji does. He's taking 544 damage, and yeah, like you're saying, Gunner's just getting shot after shot into him here. Look at this, Camille's now got the drop onto Martin. Fully clip into the back as Martin tries to get a shot into Deca. This is not going to go well. One more from Camille. Yeah, that's going to sting Martin.
Also, thing that I just noticed, look who's not playing for Gunrunners.
No, Danny.
Exactly. He's
That's
supposed
unusual.
to be the leader.
That's unusual. Okay, that's really interesting. Now, actually, another kill just coming in there. Sorry, the first kill as Martin goes down. I think actually Dead Zone came in and finished him off, and he's now going to run around the back to get shots into the rear end of Gunrunners, and Oops are just completely out-trading them here. You can see the Mouses have pushed in, but, well, they're just going to trade heavy for heavy at the moment, but Oops have all this HP to trade. Gunrunners only down at 2.3 now. Oops have 7.4, and this is going to be round 1 to Oops in a very controlled fashion.
Yeah, they have completely outplayed Gunrunners at this point. They still have 5 out of their 7 tanks alive on nice HP. Unji, the last one standing. We did say it. I mean, Gunrunners will have to push in at one point. Dead Zone might get the finish. Nope.
Nope. Unlucky Dead Zone. But Unji, well, you're between the hammer and the anvil, as Mojo would say, and you've got nowhere to hide as Camille picks up the last kill of the round. And Oops take this one 1-0 already. First round here on Himmelsdorf.
I'd like to change my prediction. If Danny's not playing, it's 5-1, 5-0.
Okay. I had no idea that Danny wouldn't be playing.
Me neither. Those are circumstances I cannot predict.
Do you have Danny in your team?
No.
Okay. I thought about it. But I don't. I have Enrico, Martin, and Unji.
I have Spunk.
Spunk.
It's okay though, because I calculated kinda. If your players get like...
You'll still be ahead of me. We'll still be both ahead of Mojo, and that's all that really matters, to be honest.
You'll be only like
between me and you.
100 points behind me or something.
Your Mojo will still have more value, though.
Because you're like 1.2k points behind me, and you'll have a player that played 3 matches.
You're like, you've got the Google spreadsheets out and everything, really taking this hardcore, aren't you?
No, I just compared, and I know like took average of 400 points for your players. You might actually go past me just, but I'll have more money, so...
Wow. We'll see. Got to get to the end of the season.
Plus, I don't think Enrico got to do much in this one, right?
No, he didn't. He was a bit of a punching bag there, but he did do some damage. He probably actually out-damaged Unji, knowing likely how this battle went. So it didn't really go in Gunrunner's favour at all in that round. So really nicely controlled by Oops. Oops are starting to look quite controlled here on Himmelsdorf, to be honest. They've done some nice rope-a-dopes and some nice distractions.
They had
on
a
each
very
base.
easy intro into this round, where the Dice 4 position does not work against the Type 5 Heavy. Yeah, Miloš there, 4.2k damage.
6 players out of 7 here, all coming from Oops on the top page here, front page. That's impressive.
Well, they had the complete game under control. I mean, Gunrunners could only push in. That's the only thing they could do, because there's one was shielded by a mouse. You cannot reset behind it. Enrico there, 1.2 Ryan, not that great, but yeah, just doing more than Unji. But okay.
I glanced at that. I knew that was coming, so that's why I said it. Storm, though. Storm was a guy I wanted to put in my team because he's always really high up in the damage for Gunrunners. Even when they're losing, Storm's pretty much one of their top damage dealers all the time, so quite a reliable pick you can put in your team. But yeah, I mean, without Danny, this could be quite difficult for him. The thing is, as well, is are they going to play any crazy lineups? Because arguably we always kind of thought that it was Danny who was just saying, like, okay, guys, we're going to go 2 Fosh, it's going to work.
We'll see, though. We'll see. But I think in general, it's not good to have like if he's been leading the entire season and you're playing without him now. That's kind of like, yeah, not going to work out very well.
Wonder, maybe it's just personal commitments or something like that. Maybe.
Personal commitments.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking.
Maybe.
Yeah. He's busy.
He's busy. He's checking things out. Yeah.
Wow, that's going too far.
What? I was saying, like, yeah.
He's on a safari.
A safari. Moving swiftly on, round 2 in Himmelsdorf. Daki, let's have a look at the lineups here. What are we going to see from each team? Are we going to see any special surprises? Is it going to be fairly standard lineups?
Pretty standard. Oops coming with the Type 4 Heavy. Miloš really likes that tank for some reason.
Yep, he's going to be playing it.
Yeah, no surprise. Gunrunners just 2 mouses. I don't know. That E3 coming out from them again didn't really work last round because he got flanked by the bad shot.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen the Waffle 4 sometimes doing some good damage, sometimes getting wrecked at the start of battles as well. So it's an interesting vehicle to use sometimes. It's very, very hit or miss. Either has a big impact or has a zero impact. And sometimes you're left wondering if the team would be better off picking a different vehicle. E3 can potentially do really good. It did do pretty much terrible in the previous round.
Well,
but
he had no support, so he got flanked everywhere. Now the question is, where is Gunrunner going to go? Where is this Type 4 going to go from Milosh? Because he can splash, but I don't know if he can splash through the rack or above, not through the rack, above or through the mouse. If they put a 1390 behind him, that's going to be the question for Gunrunner.
Yeah, will Oops be able to get any kind of angles for any kind of resets? Now, Oops on the blue side are going to be defending. Gunrunners on the red side are going to be attacking. Oops have this amazing giraffe-like camouflage because their full name is Oops the Tough Giraffes. Never been able to get an actual reasoning why that name came about.
Yeah, because we've seen them in real life and we could scratch the
They got big long necks.
the tough part.
Okay. I thought they were just really tall, but I was going to say, from what I can remember, Algo wasn't particularly tall.
No.
But yeah, Gunrunners, their opposite team. Gunrunners on the red side, but they actually have that really cool triangular black and blue camo. It's really cool.
Well, Enrico's going to go to the standard 1-1-3 position here, and Sage is going to try and play on the other side of the window.
To the wall.
God damn it, Ryan.
So the sweat rolls down. Oh, I can't say that one. Okay. Insane here, moving down the tracks on the 1-1-3. See what we can spot out there at the bottom on the K line, but, well, I mean, Unji and Martin are over in that area, Daki. They're actually in the middle over by the, is it a church or a chapel? I don't know.
I think Gunrunner just has to go over the hill. I mean, going 1-2 line when pretty much all tanks from Oops are there, I don't think it's going to end well for them. Genuinely.
March of the mouse.
Slowly.
Slowly.
Feeling when you're playing an E3 and the mouse is pulling away from you.
Yeah. Them feels. Well, just keeping up the rear here. That'd be so funny if he flipped. Oh no, he's done a Pratily check.
Or meritorious.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, they're going to have to come off the hill and they'll probably try something similar to what Oops did. You can also do it on A6, like we saw Gohar do, put a mouse there, put the 1390 behind him and try to cover him, which might be exactly what they're going for. I mean, thinking about it, if they can get one of the mouses on towards the cap, on towards the A6 position, get a 1390 behind him, it'll be good for them. And it'll be hard, but the thing is, Oops has a lot of armor available to them as well, and the Type 4 might be able to splash.
If you're taking part in the quest today, the prize is a T34. If you're still in chat asking what you need to do for the quest, all you need to do is follow Nightbot's instructions. As for the polls that come up, the polls come up randomly, so there's no need to ask for them in chat. It doesn't speed anything up. Randomly means that there's no time you can predict when the polls will become available, so please be patient and enjoy the matches. And also, best of luck if you do meet the requirements for the quest. We will announce the winners once this match is over between Gunrunners and Oops. If you are new to the esports here, we have to wait till a team wins 5 rounds.
I like Will.
Damage. Oh, Will.
No, the thing is about Will is that...
How many crews? It's got 5, hasn't it?
He's lost his loader and he's lost his gunner from one shot.
And he's got no
Milosh.
viewpoint. He's got no... he's
the
got
damage viewport
as well.
doesn't affect view range though.
Does it not?
Only if it's broken.
Oh god, he's got tracked now as well.
Only if it's broken.
Okay, so he fixed that straight away, but he's still down 2 crew members, so he's going to have crap aiming and he's going to have a crap reload. Deca is also down a gunner as well.
But Storm there in his
Storm
mouse.
showing the underside of his mouse there, unusual tactics. Maybe he was watching Meritorious on his side and thinking it had good armor.
I don't know why they're not going with a mouse towards A7 to shield the 1390. They really want to take this 8 line, but it's not going to work out for them because look at the damage they're taking, and Camille is chasing them down as well.
Is that just me, or did Milosh just actually shoot the building in front of him there?
Knowing Milosh, possibly the building.
It looked like he hit the corner of the building right in front of him because there was an explosion and he was on a reload. Will tracked again, a little bit more damage in his direction. And okay, Gunrunners have got the position here, Daki, but they're surrounded and they've already taken a truck ton of damage in that area. Will again is tracked a little bit of damage onto him.
I don't know why they so want to take this 8-line position. I mean, it's really not going to work out for them. It's all there's to say about this. I mean, they're going to have to fight here against Insane, who's Huldan in a 1-1-3. You could say he kind of has a good position on them. If he hits the streak, he should go through, especially when they angle towards him, but he didn't. Oh,
Ow.
HG!
Ow, sneaky.
More HG!
Take that. Take that, Insane. He's already got a dead driver, and he's got a broken turret ring as well, so it's not going to make his aiming much easier, especially his turret rotation. Martin's just going to cut in front of Ondrax. Here's another HE shot goes out into Insane's direction, and they're able to just push around that corner now.
This is kind of working out though from Gunrunners now because of the positions from Oops, and Decha is actually isolated over here.
Deca being completely singled out from the rest of his team. Nobody else can help him in this situation as the two mouse of Ondrax and Storm able to come around. Deca might get one back. He doesn't actually connect with his shot. In the meanwhile, though, Camille has picked up Enrico. Milos is coming around the corner. He's not on reload, Dak. He's not going to have a shot here. Deca hanging in by the skin of his teeth as Enrico falls. Now we see Storm taking a lot of damage. Silence is now pushing around to get a fight into Ondrax and Storm as well. Saigo's coming around the back of him. This is really dangerous from Oops, but they have the HP to trade at the moment, Daki.
Yeah, it took them very, very long to kill Deca. I mean, look at it, how long he survived there. The 50B bouncing 2 shots as well. Martin, if he wants to save the round, he needs to do clip after clip at this point in time. And he can't bounce any anymore.
Milos wanting to get that shot into Martin, wanting to do a huge HE shot, but Martin just picks round. So Milos gets 4-3-4 into Ondrax there. Saigo surviving, he's on a reload, they're not going to really focus on him. Martin still has 2 shots, he puts 1 into Insane, he's going to put 1 into Milos here as well. Ondrax is going to come off reload, get 1 into Milos as well. Silence picks up Saigo in the meantime, and Gunrunners just don't have enough HP left or armor left to be able to trade and continue this fight.
Milos is going to HE this mouse down. Gunrunners here try to fight, but when they went for Deca, they lost the 1-1-3 as well.
Bold. Insane actually getting the kill there on Ondrax. Martin and Will, the only 2 guys left, and Will, it's going to be tough. Where there's Will, there's a way, but not today.
Yeah, good Will hunting, but not going to happen.
I like that one, Daki. I like that one.
Huh?
It's good. Good Will hunting. I like that one.
The movie?
No, just the pun. It was good. It was well timed.
Thanks, man.
Pat on your back.
It was
Pat on
actually,
your back.
it's just a good movie as well, though, to be honest.
I've never actually watched it, to be
Really?
honest. No.
It's genuinely pretty good.
This is a very unusual situation, Daki. I haven't watched the movie that you've watched.
It's pretty good, actually. Should
I'll
watch
put that
it.
on my to-do list.
Yeah, tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, Gunrunners took so much damage going into 8 line, and the thing as well to note is that Will was out of the fight most of the time.
Yeah, he
and
was
Decha
perma-tracked in that corner. He was
Decha
getting-
survived for so long. It was also there. Martin connected like.
It was
1.
eventually 4 tanks went in to kill him. You had the two Maus, then you had the 50B come round the back,
Yeah, but a
and
50B
you had the AMX 1390 come in.
Yeah, but the 50B bounced like 2 shots at least, I think, on towards him.
Wow. And the back end of a Maus?
No, he peeked from the front. He just kind of disappeared. at one
Okay.
point. He was there with the mouses, but he went.
No, but he was round the back as well. It was a 50B round the back.
Yeah, but that was before that when they were killing
so he went
Decha.
round,
When they were killing Decha, then he came after he came around again.
Okay.
But they didn't kill Decha for way too long. And should actually check out how much he bounced because I think it's going to be an absolute
monstrosity.
It
well,
should be.
Let's have a look at the damage, Daki,
Yeah.
while you're doing that in the meantime. See how he came out on top here. Now, it was actually Milos, again, Type 4 heavy, doing 3k damage. He was top last time round, I think, with 4k damage. Decha and his mouse, actually, Daki was able to do 3k damage before he went down in that
He didn't
position.
block that much. He last blocked like 2.5k though.
Okay, that's impressive. Ondrax and his mouse did 2.6. Will and his E3 did 2.4. I mean, there's a lot of HP on the board, so naturally we see very high numbers here. And as we're saying in the previous map, on Cliff, where the top damage dealer had 2.3, I think it was.
Yeah, with all this HP, there's always going to be people from both teams doing a decent amount of damage coming out here. Melan actually didn't do that much in the 50B, but Seago did actually a decent amount.
Yeah, indeed. So Enrico, 14th place. Well, somebody has to hold up the bottom, sadly, but well, he's still on the board. Seago,
Yeah,
actually,
I just remembered.
straight 1,000 HP Seago from 6 shots there.
Yeah, that's you don't see that very often. Enrico, very, very well done there.
Stop it. just stop it, Daki. We'll see after this weekend. We still have one more weekend to go. Now, how do you see the next one going? We're going to be going into Ghost Town, which is going to be interesting. Actually, I'm looking forward to hearing the team comms on this one as well, especially from Gunrunners. Well, not especially from Gunrunners in a way, because, well, Gunrunners comms is in Czech, and I don't understand Czech. But it's more you can hear the emotion a lot of the time in the team speak of the teams you don't necessarily
It's like
understand.
you playing random battles, like...
Me playing random battles is just like watching a monkey jumping up and down the keyboard, to be honest.
It's still funny, though. And very verbal.
Yeah, very, very well. Everyone, actually, who ever watches me in my personal stream compared to watching me now is really like, wow, you swear a lot, dude. I'm like, yeah. You have no idea how difficult it is for me not to swear
always
during a cast.
PG-13.
Hell no.
Hell yeah.
Okay, let's have a look at the lineup, Stacky, here on Ghost Town. And I guess we're going to get another big heavy lineup because it is Ghost Town. And here we go. We have 6 mouse on the board. And again, it looks like Milosh is taking his Type 4 Heavy for a walk.
Yeah, Milosh really seems to enjoy that Type 4 a lot. 3 mouses, WZ, double Batchat. Good lineup there on the attack. Reminiscent of what Utopia used, although they used double WZ, I think, and 5 mouses.
Yeah.
No bats.
Double Wheezies.
Yeah. But Gunrunners, again, crucial factor here going to be the T57 and Batchat to get the clip after clip out, because that's what saved Kazna, if you remember.
Did a truck ton of damage when Kazna were just playing on it previously against Utopia, actually, yeah. It'll be interesting. RU251, Daki here for Gunrunners on defense.
Perhaps they're going to make him do the climb on A1, so they have somebody to reset. Although I said already I'm not such a fan anymore of those T-rates.
Okay, let's find out how this one's going to go. Gunrunners are down 2-0 against, I was going to say Casting Crew. It's actually Oops. Let's go to Ghost Town. Okay, Daki, and here we go. It's Gunrunners red side defending, Oops blue side attacking. Now, I mean, if you're Gunrunners, what are you expecting from Oops here, Daki? Are you expecting any kind of cap play on 1, or are you expecting just a heavy fight around 2?
Heavy fight around 2, honestly. I don't think that's what it's going to have to be, because both these teams are looking to set up like that. You have Unji and Ondrax holding here, so Camille and Insane can't push across. Although I feel like Ondrax should be hiding most of the time.
Martin just got shot there and got ammo racked. We've seen this before with tanks not repairing that ammo rack straight away and then getting another one and then getting blown up. So he did fix that one quite quickly. Obviously, there's no need to fix it immediately because, well, if you still have all 4 shells, it's not going to affect your shot time. But the danger is if you get shot in it in the same area right again. We've seen it happen with the 50Bs.
Yeah, now Oops is going to push onto the cap, and we're going to have a fight very, very soon on our hands because there's 3 mouses on that one.
3 mouses pushing it into the cap circle here. The shots coming into the side on Silence. Meland and Deka are going to change the angles. Saigo's all the way up there, Daki, at A8. We didn't quite notice that one there, and that's a cheeky position for a quick reset.
Yeah, but Oops is going to have to come in here. I mean, Gunrunner is going to have to come in here very, very soon.
Okay, well, let's actually listen into the team speak, Daki, because it looks like the fight's about to start.
To go for them.
Don't rush.
Don't rush, guys, just peek into damage.
Guys, we have 2 bad shots. We can do that. You have to hold. Have to hold. Yeah. Okay?
Stay in the cap.
16 seconds.
They have to pick. Stay in the cap. 10. They have crossfire with Storm, so we don't.
10. Can you shoot this with VZ if he goes away? Let's go, Kamin.
It's hard.
Are you going to
Okay, they're going with back chat.
We are gonna kill this.
Can we just peek here, guys? Can we all mouses forward?
Yeah.
Yeah, go all forward because we're here with the back.
Give me space. I'm 800. Budget can be.
The first guy here, Will.
Uji has 3, guys. Uji has 3. Uji has 3.
We are gonna kill the one.
I'm blocking.
Mouses, don't keep going in. If you can, then turn back.
Uji's going for me. He will kill me.
Come on. I finish?
No, I cannot shoot.
Storm.
Marta is coming. 3 seconds. -1. Uji is loading.
Reload.
Keep this mouse. Will. Someone has
Okay, kill him.
I have no ammo rack.
Nice shot. The next one is Storm behind you guys.
I don't have ammo rack, Deja. Can you shield? You need to shield.
No, he will die anyway, Deja.
Look.
I can. Because from behind. Yeah. If you can,
I cannot go
back.
in. I cannot.
If you can, then fall back, Deja.
I'm gonna move a bit back. I'm gonna shoot one more and have to move back.
Yeah, you have to kill Storm. Next.
Storm is aiming at me.
Okay, doesn't have to play more safe, I think.
I'm going back. Need to get this crossfire and kill these guys quick.
I think I'm Storm. No, I cannot. Oh.
Why did you stay here with Batchat and not killing soon?
Yeah, why did you at all go with that 115?
They're gonna flank with Betchen and 50 and T57. We have to kill Storm ASAP.
Can somebody just make crossfire from here?
Camille, why are you not with me?
Okay, I have to go in. He's behind me.
No, he's not Edson.
Camille.
Yes, he is.
57 is. Oh, whatever.
Well, Camille is he's dead here while reloading, makes no sense.
The problem was because I wanted.
And well, that was unfortunate. Oops looked like they were in control there, Daki, and then they just kind of fluffed it.
Yeah, going for those 1-1-3s, I just don't know if it was the most correct thing to do. Let's just put it like it is. Going for that 1-1-3, yes, they get a free kill on him, But arguably, if they just ignore him and go for the fight with the mouses, they could have done about 2k damage. Well, it's a little bit less than 2k. I know Twitch chat. They could have been done like 2k damage on towards the mouses and killed them quickly. So I think they should have ignored the 113, went for the heavy tanks and killed them rather quickly.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of said it, we talked about it afterwards, that going for the 113s, okay, they killed the 113, but the bat chats are then nowhere. They have to reload.
Yes, Gunrunners have 1 tank out of the fire, but Oops put out 2.
Yeah, and the bat chats have to reload, come back in, and
clippers.
By that time the mouses are already taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, I really think that the bat chats should have fought, but yeah.
It is what it is, unfortunately. Yep. So Storm, Enrico, Martin coming top damage there.
These guys would never have done this much if they
5.2 there from Storm.
Yeah, the batch.
I mean, nearly two tanks pretty much doing 5k damage there.
Oops' bat shots do have a lot of damage here, but it's neglectable, honestly.
Yeah, it's just rounding out the fight.
Yes, because 1, they killed the 113, and then 2, they were the last ones alive.
Actually, at one point we saw when Silence died, he actually died to a shot from the RU-251. So you got shot in the butt by the RU-251.
RU-251 actually doing a decent amount of damage here, more than Will and Ondrax did. But Miloš, really?
Yeah, he got focused out really quickly. He only got 1 shot off and then had nothing in return. So I guess he just had part of his tank sticking out somewhere and was getting focused. So
I didn't get his type 4 heavy to work out for him.
Definitely not.
But yeah, if the Batchers came in the fight, I think that would have been different. If they have heat clips loaded, they come into the fight, they clip out the mouses, then Oops should win the fight over there. I think going for that 113 was a mistake to make for Oops. I think they needed to take the brawl. They could have made it a 7v5 because the RU was in the distance as well. And then Martin would probably not get to kill 4 guys.
Yeah.
And those mouses would never do that amount of damage.
Yep, true. Now the teams are going to swap position. We're going to see Oops now going on the defense. We're going to see Gunrunners going on the attack. Do you still think it's Oops that are going to be in control here?
Yeah, it should be. I'm still going for 5-2, 5-3 coming out between these two.
Okay, so changing again now.
Well, you know,
there's no Danny, now you're going 5-0, 5-1.
I'm just going to say I'm going to stick to my original prediction.
Okay.
You can't change it, you can't change it. So.
I'm not changing, I said 5-0, 5-1.
Exactly.
I'm
sticking to 5-2, 5-3. I'm changing.
Okay.
I'm sticking to it.
Then which one of us will say 5-4 first?
I don't
once
know.
It gets past, once 5-3 looks a bit ropey. 4-4. 4-3.
Oops just has to be careful they don't get any more sticky situations because...
Yeah. I mean, we can see the mistakes are starting to spill out already here and it's not looking good at all.
Yeah,
not in any kind of reference to me knocking over something on the desk.
It just needs to make sure that the emotions don't overflow.
Yes, indeed, Daki, yes. No, okay, we'll deal with that later. Don't worry about it. Nothing.
I didn't say anything.
Nothing's smoking yet. It's
I didn't
cool.
say anything.
It's cool.
You brought it up yourself.
Okay, let's have a look at the lineups, Daki, here for round 2 here on Ghost Town and see exactly how this is going to go.
Triple mouse and a 113, 2 bat shots, and Oops again with that type 4 heavy and a triple mouse, WZ, MX50B, bat shot. Thinking about... I kind of don't know what the T49 is for in this lineup. I think he might be trying to shield the 113, although that'd be useless because you don't want to use an i7 for that.
When I glanced up at the screen there and back down, all I saw was AMX and then 4, and for a second I thought there was an AMX 4 in the team. I was like, what's going on here? But I mean, again, you've got that Type 4 heavy. We're obviously going to see Miloš playing it again. It seems to be his favourite tank now, in the way that you can always guarantee that if there's a TVP in the lineup, it's going to be Melan playing it. I think it's a good defensive lineup here from Oops. It's got plenty of armor to be able to trade. It's got a little bit of rotation, but only 1 bat shot. It's going to be quite a lot of pressure here on the dead zone to actually make a lot of shots and do a lot of damage here, Daki.
Yeah, dead zone in a bat shot. I'm not 100% sure about that one, but we'll see how that works out. I really want to see what the T49 is used for because, against mouses, he can do a decent amount of damage, but he's squishy though. But I want to see if it's going to work out. It could work out because, in that tier 8 T49, you don't really have to aim. You just hit the mouse for 200, 300 at a time, and you can do it over and over and over again.
Yep, indeed. Now, Oops are starting to move into the town area. Gunrunners, I mean, they just got 1 back here, Daki. So, like we said in the past, they do have the potential for upsets. They do have the potential to change things here. But Oops are starting to perform again as a unit. I mean, they did look strong against Isuba. But then you have to ask yourself, how much of that was Oops playing better as a unit, or how much of that was Isuba not playing so great?
I would say most of it was Isuba not being on form, at least in that match. Ondrax and Unji just waiting. I mean, Deadzone is just over there spotting is what it looks like. Just making sure if they get across, he can drop a shot or two in there. As Gunners is going to just take control over that G4, G5 city. Right now, it looks like they're going to be biasing themselves towards that number 2 base, but we see it every single time now. Teams don't really go for that cap anymore. They just want to fight around it with the heavy tanks.
Yeah, they don't actually go for a capping tactic on base 2. They just kind of draw them in and try and get them to make a commit. And we've not actually seen a base 2 cap for quite a long time now. It's certainly becoming quite a brawl area, but it's also an area where a lot of teams go to die. They make a bad push over the base 2.
Yeah, but so far Gunruns is just taking some control. They have a mouse in J3. I want to see what Enrico does here. Yeah, it's just looking if you can see anything. He possibly can push up to the next corner and check. Deadzone did spot him out. Enrico might think it's from the other corner, but I think this should be almost a signal for Deadzone to get the hell out of there.
Looks like he's going to move away. As you can see, Ondrax and Unji just moving around the bottom of the map here now. Oops actually have quite a dominating area of the map here, Daki. I mean, our Gunners don't look like they want to actually go for any kind of cap shenanigans at all. Looks like they want to try and get a forced fight here on the flank.
And they're getting a lot of information though, and now they're going to cross over 1-1-3 and 2 bad shots. I think this is the signal for Oops to start coming
Deadzone's
closer
in trouble
though.
because he's on a reload, Daki. He's having to run away here.
He can get out of there, but I think Oops is now going to push a lot closer to Gunrunners and try to start a fight.
Okay, it does look like that way as Gunners and Oops are starting to move up into the certain area. Now they have those 4 tanks down in that bottom left corner. Could he be giving up a lot of map area for this? As Deadzone actually is spotted out here. Oh, shot doesn't come in, doesn't connect with someone. One goes back in return for Stormy. He doesn't seem to have an idea where that came from.
Yeah, he's just checking what they can see of his armor. He's going to pull back around the corner now. The T-49 is actually behind the boys from Oops. Sigo needs to be careful because I don't think they know that there's so many tanks where Miloš is, and Miloš could one-shot him.
This could be interesting. Miloš could connect and Sigo will go down like a ton of bricks. But no, he's able to drive through the city. Miloš does spot him out though, Sigo spots him out in return. Good information for each team, but well, it's a T-49. If Sigo manages to get any kind of miracle hit, it will be, well, exactly that, a miracle.
But look at the damage so far. It's completely in favor of Gunrunners. They've chipped away a little bit, which is important. And Sigo spotting out Miloš was very crucial because Unji and Ondrax were actually starting to move towards there. But now getting the spot, this is crucial. And now Enrico's going to flank from the bottom side.
Storm now has been shot and he's got a dead gunner as well. Not really a problem for the Mousies considering the areas that they brought. And that was a nice connection there onto Storm. 471 there from Deca at the back is now insane. Takes forward positioning there. Miloš whiffs one right over the top of Enrico as Enrico connects with a shot back into him. Insane is now taking damage. Let's listen in, Daki, here to Gunrunners as the fight is starting in earnest.
Pojďte prvního, pojďte prvního.
Ten baterek vám.
Mailand -1, Mailand -1. Jedu. Musím pomoct těm Mausům. Jsi jetr, pojď.
That's the bounce.
Dám do insane.
Nabijím 4, nabijím 3.
Mám ho.
Silence.
Padám silence. Nabijím.
Stůjte
Hej,
s náma.
to pojede dopředu. Vy pojďte tady na tohle.
Já to strašně bounce.
Jde na mě bát.
Já vím, já nabijím.
Pojďte dechu, jak jede dolů.
Jo, dechu.
Dechu, pojď, dávaj.
Já nevím, já všechno bounce.
Já možná dám ještě. Dechu.
Jako nám nazvou 49, no to střelíte, prostě střelíte, dělejte
Type
damage.
vystřelej, serte na toho typa.
Bounce.
Dobrý, já jsem za litera. Já jsem za litera.
Nice.
Enrico, pojď,
Můžete?
Pojď,
Ještě střelíte, já najdu na toho typa, jo? Nabijím 5.
Ne, počkej, Storme, počkej.
Marťo, jenom farmy
Bčko -1.
ale bacha, na prdel, ten type jede na prdel.
Máte mouse na ránu.
to zabijte.
Máte mouse na ránu. Zabijete ho někdo?
Já nabijím.
Pojď.
Vyle, dáš mu?
Jo, když to stihnu. Ach, já spadal za mě, ale nabijím. Já zabiju už.
Mouse.
Pojďme dolů na ty mauze, pojďme tady dolů.
Mám dvě rány, toto. Marťo, za tebou.
Jo, já to chytnu.
Jděte rychle.
Nice.
Dobrá.
Zabijete?
Já nejsi tam všichni, vyle.
Já tam
Radku, je na tobě, jo?
Já do něho dám ještě jednu. Bčko má dvě venku.
Já mám
Baťák.
Já jsem mrtvý, mě zabijeme, ale. Ripek.
Já si prostě pičuju se na první střelce a pak se neprobiju.
To znamená, já jsem vystřílený. OK. Já možná neumřu.
Mailand píkne. Mailand.
Já vidím. Můžeš tam mířit k němu? Já potáčím běží. OK, jak mě střílel, to spotu. Tak já mám mrtvého toto.
Aha, já taky od něj svítím.
Mouse po mně bude chtít píknout.
Oni budou chtít hádnout Ungiho jako.
Tohle to. Potřebuji akorát. Já jsem tu trapnutý.
No, nemusíš si na to paťáka.
Jo. Tak jeden, někdo mi... Nice. Kolik máte HP?
Nice.
Já mám na ránu.
Hej, to je dobrý.
To je dobré.
To mám, ale
Mouse, mouse.
Potřebuji ránu do něho, ránu.
Nabijím. Jasně, ne.
Okay, Daki, Silence picks up Unji there, but I mean, Silence is now down on a one-shot. Milan pretty much has it all to do. He has the hopes and dreams of his team. He's coming off reloads. He needs to be able to get at least 2 shots out with taking none in return.
Well, they need to put Storm ahead now because he has the HP. Silence, 354. Melant with a low roll cannot kill Enrico. Storm is a 2-shot for sure. Storm needs to get into the fight now. Enrico should be aware that he could get possibly flanked here by Melan.
Enrico isn't paying attention. He has the shot, and well, that's 1, but it's a low roll, Daki. 2.
As I said, a
Bounced.
low roll.
And that side, he's only got 2 shots now. Enrico's going to be aiming at him. Nope, missed that one again. And they're both going to push it onto Silence now. Melan's a 1-shot. He's tracked. Now he has to get 1 more. Oh, it's difficult.
Gun mantlet.
Oh,
The only thing he's going to realistically... Oh, okay.
Okay, nicely done. He's got a reload now. He's got to turn and run. Now, in his favour, Storm has a dead gunner and Will has a dead loader.
He has 16 seconds left on reload. There's 5 seconds left on the cap. They know where he's coming from, and he's a 1-shot. This is not going to work out in Melan's favor, let's be real. Will has to cover 1 corner, the left side. Storm has to cover the right side because he can't come from anywhere else. And this is going to be Gunrunners.
He can't kill both of them, Daki.
He can't kill both.
No, it doesn't look like it at all. So, Oops are going to lose this round. Gunrunners are going to be going 2-2 here. Melan runs round. He gets the shot, survives. Reset. Will knows exactly where he is. Melan, 7 shots. Oh, laddie. Oh, laddie. This Daki is quite an exciting into a round.
Low roll. Rip.
Melan.
He only has 27 seconds, so this again doesn't give him a lot of room to move, to come around. He's going to try and
probably actually not going to do this in time. Whatever he's going to try and do.
Well, he's spotted driving up there though. Like at least on the Osman, it looks like he was still spotted. He needs to get the shot here. There's nobody. He's gonna have to push in and.
He's not gonna do it. He doesn't have enough time. He doesn't have enough time.
He does have the time, but he has to push into the cap. Unless Will is looking away, it's over.
And we'll see in just a second. Nope.
Yes!
Yeah, he does it! Melan! Oh, well done! Well done! Well done! I am wrong. I apologise. Fantastic there, laddie. Clutch situation, and you did it. Well done.
I don't understand how the mouse didn't kill him. Melan, how is Melan quicker on the trigger finger than the mouse?
Because he's Melan. German efficiency, Daki.
Well, I mean, great play from Melan.
I was like, oh, well done. You know, it's done and
that should have been over.
And Melan's just like, hold my jacket, boys.
Unless Will was looking away, then he should always kill him. I mean, he was aiming right there. I don't understand how he doesn't kill him.
Came round and it was... I don't know. I mean, even if they traded, how would that have worked? If they killed each other, if the shots crossed, that would still be a defensive win, wouldn't it?
I guess so, but even then, Melan gets spotted first coming around the corner, and then he needs to swing his gun on target and hit it. That, I mean, Will needs to hit that. It's really just, what?
Actually, I would love if we have that as a highlight. I don't know if we were able to get that and see that as a highlight again, but that would be absolutely electric to be able to have a look at that one again. Enrico coming top damage here, 4k Daki with also 3 kills as well. So that was a really good carry there for Gunrunners. Just unfortunate at the end there. Deca and his mouse doing nearly 4k. Melan then doing 3.3 in the 50B with Vital Daki, 4 kills as well. Very nicely done. Insane. Could have done better in the mouse, unfortunate there with 1k damage, but I mean, everyone was doing damage. I mean, he was out damaged by a T49, but I'm pretty sure Insane would have blocked a lot of shots for his team as well, so arguably more effective and more of a team. More used to the team than the T49.
I think Will fell asleep or something.
I don't know how that happened because...
But Melan comes around the corner, so
came around the corner
first.
And it was pretty much
all Will has to do is press his mouse button.
You can right click, you can all aim. Actually, we do have it here at Daki. We can actually look at it again. So let's look. We've got it slowed down a little bit as well. This is lovely. So Melan comes round.
Will gets spotted here, and he doesn't shoot. Melan is spotted as well. Anything he shoots...
I mean, the thing is Melan had such a high chance of bouncing. It was a shot on the move as well, so...
Yeah, of course there's a big chance, but Will, as soon as he sees the track come out, or the turret, he just needs to click and kill him. That's all.
Gonna phone up Melan after this and ask him for the lottery numbers midweek, because he's quite lucky right now. Quite lucky. RNG in his favour. Or skill.
Well, I mean, The fact that
At
Will
that
didn't
skill
shoot,
level, you just eliminate RNG.
the fact that Will didn't shoot is not his problem, though.
There's that as well. It's going to be, yeah. Maybe he was just surprised. Maybe he was watching the minimap rather than watching the screen.
He was looking right at him.
I know, he didn't shoot. It was, maybe it was just right. He was like, surprised. Well, we'll never know. So Oops now take the lead 3-1. It looked like it was going to be 2-2, and now they're in a bit of a more comfortable situation, Daki, going into the next round, which is going to be on Mines, actually, here. Let's have a look at the lineups.
So double grill on the defense and a mouse. Okay, that's interesting. Against M40, against Lorraine, Artie. We saw what happened, when was it, yesterday? Or the day before when Isuba tried to cross over with their M40?
Isuba yesterday, yeah. It was combat pushing UKETs, I think, in that
and
area.
he died, so I don't think Gunner is going to be going there. I wonder who's going to be playing M40 now. I guess Seago is going to be playing it for the boys from Gunrunners.
Yep.
Yeah, it is Seago. So that's no Danny.
No Danny, yep. Like you said, I wonder if that could really affect the team here. I mean, my prediction of 5-1 is still on, so I'm happy with that. Let's have a look and see how things are going to go here. Let's jump into Mines.
Mines, a small summertime map with lots of hills, rocks and other cover. The teams start the battle in the usual locations, but the base locations are different. One is located in the bottom part of the village and the other one is in the water. One of the key objectives is the centre hill. That's why the teams will often select fast vehicles and tanks with strong turrets for cover.
Now, Gunrunners are defending from the red side. Oops are attacking on the blue side. Hell rush here from Deka. Well, maybe not, because he's in a mouse.
Yeah, they let him play that mouse a lot, and he plays it very well, honestly, so not that bad. And Ondrax is going to go for the climb here.
Ondrax going for climb, yep.
Yes, Tiger's going to go for the climb.
Okay, my bad, my bad.
I mean, it'd be funny if he tried.
It would be amazing if he tried. You'd be like, what are you doing? Ondrax, is he going to go all the way, Daki?
No, he's just going to turn around.
Spotted straight
He's going to take a lot of damage here.
He's going to actually survive, but actually will Insane be reloaded? There's the answer.
Got so lucky.
There's the answer.
He got so lucky.
Yeah.
475 for that.
He just moved. I thought to myself, and he usually has quite a quick reload at the start there.
That's one-shot potential there.
Yeah, definitely. He gets tracked, damage tracks, and he gets the damage turret ring, which he just repairs now. He's not going anywhere anytime soon because Camille also has vision on him. Now, does Insane now start to do some blind shots into where perhaps he might think Seago is?
Where Seago is? He can't. Well, I mean, Mines is a small map, so you could possibly counter, but it's very hard to achieve. Honestly, like, it's super hard to do.
Unless you're Danny shooting at Diplomat, then it makes it look easy.
Ondrax is going further.
Wow, Ondrax, mate, that's it. GG, goodbye, you're out. Camille spotted out by the artillery here. Is he going to get connection? Nope, it's going to go right over his head. And Gunrunners have already lost a Batchat here. Now their second Batchat, Martin, is getting shot at as well. He's only taken one shot here, but this is a nightmare start for Gunrunners. So down a tank and they haven't done any damage on Oops yet.
I don't understand why Ondrax just did that.
I mean, he was spotted quickly, so he must have known there was a tank there.
You can't cross over anymore.
Maybe he was expecting that if Camille started shooting at him, that his artillery could have killed Camille.
You can't cross over anymore. You only need one tank to control him, which was Camille. And even then, he'd be on a one-shot if Deca didn't finish him off, so that'd be useless on that hill. I mean, one shot can't do much from that hill unless you're positive.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Positive and Breakneck can play from that area, and you know they can have 1 HP and still manage to take out 4 tanks and do 5k damage if they want. Milosh now moving over into this area where we always see the 113 go up against. He's going to start shooting into Enrico. Gets the first shot already. Doesn't actually do any damage. Now Insane's going to go over to this area as well. Daki behind Milosh in just a second once Enrico gets forced backwards, and then I guess eventually we'll see a Batchat then climb up the 0 line from Oops.
Insane's just looking towards Seago right now, and he's actually looking pretty close towards him. I kind of fear for Seago's life. He's looking like...
Dead on him? Wow, okay. He's moving slightly. Let's actually, if we can have a look here from the viewpoint of Insane. He is hunting for artillery. Silence actually taking a shot there from Martin. Peeks over a little bit too much. Insane, yeah, he has the angle there. He is now moving over behind Milosh. Silence is now moving off this flank. Doesn't need to be here. And that's Enrico effectively forced off round his corner now.
Yeah, Milosh is going to have issues against this mouse, though, but Unji needs to be careful because Artie's
Dead
aiming
zone.
on him.
Oh, one shot! Good night, dead zone! Just as I looked up there, he had a perfect line of sight onto the dead zone, and that is goodbye, good night, Vienna. Dead zone, well, you have an appropriate nickname, mate, for today.
No, this throws everything back even, honestly, like if you look at it.
I was just going to ask as well, he was up on the middle hill and I was saying, Daki, I was going to say, who's going to do the climb? Do you think it's going to be Camille or Dead Zone? In my mind, it would be Camille. But
Well,
it's definitely not going to be Dead Zone.
Right now, I'd say it's probably going to be Camille, I think.
Yeah, yeah. I think Camille, or maybe Milosh can try it in the 1-1-3, but yeah. Yeah, this puts a massive spanner in the works here for Oops. They just lost the back chat for nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Well, Insane can start pinging away towards Enrico, though, so that's going to hurt for him in that mouse.
3-1-3 damage there as Enrico has to back off around the corner, and they must know that a climb's going to come from this eventually, but they can't actually afford to do that because Camille is in the hill proxy spot on Enrico.
Yeah, it's actually right now it's Deca, but I mean, last time they did, they double boosted, and now they only have one.
True, true. But I mean, if they double boosted, would they do it here with?
Probably with Dead Zone and Camille.
Oh, yeah?
But the issue is Dead Zone's like
dead.
Dead, pretty dead, very dead.
The very dead zone.
Two highlights in one match.
The one-shot zone, yeah. Not good. Silence making this climb look nice and easy in the TVP there. Seen so many. Oh, Silence! I just jinxed you, mate. Sorry about that.
Silence making this climb look nice and easy. Ryan Hector Murphys, ladies and gentlemen, 2017 professional esports commentator.
He just slides down. Mate, what are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? Camille was going to make this one nice and easy though, Daki. I was holding my breath, actually. I was really holding my breath.
I know, you're already turning red.
Yeah. I was just thinking,
But they didn't spot him going up here,
Nope.
though.
He's up all the way,
They've
unspotted.
seen him now. They've seen him
They've
now.
seen him, but he's up the top, he's safe. Now, what can Seago actually do? Any kind of angles would he have up there?
Up there? Pretty much none, honestly. Like, from his perspective, he has a mountain in front of him. He can't shoot up there. That's why you like.
Doesn't have the.
That's why you
the
want to
arc.
put Arties in like K3, K4. You know.
Now, here's the danger as well: is if Camille does a wrong peek, there's two grills that will just erase him off the map.
Yeah, but Insane is now going to move, and perhaps they can spot out Unji and do some damage towards him.
Camille making a move here, going past the Sarlacc pit where we've seen a tank get stuck before. I believe that was Xanaleon, wasn't it? Getting stuck in the hole up there.
Don't remember. I try to oppress those kind of memories.
Silence and Insane now moving over here on the left side of the map. Now, Martin will probably spot Silence eventually. And see what Insane's going to now tap up Enrico from the other side of the map. Camille actually taking a shot there, Daki. 4-6-7.
Yeah, it's probably from the mouse, but Enrico is spotted now, so Insane should be able to start pinging him from behind.
This is dangerous because he's wanting to shoot at Enrico, and you could see that Will, and you can also see one of the gorillas trying to line up a shot on him as well. Enrico's got a damaged gun now, he's got a dead loader. Camille desperate to get a shot into him. Now, the artillery is loading at the moment. Enrico is not in a good place here. This is a problem when you take this tactic. It's very easy to start just chipping away at that tank hiding under the hill once you just reposition your arty.
And Insane's going to try and make another one of those connections, even though he doesn't see Enrico. He'll probably blind fire and try to figure out. Seago looking for the counter. He doesn't know exactly where Insane is. Insane gets a nice connection, though.
Very nice. 412, and now Enrico's down pretty much almost a one-shot. I want to say one-shot, but the mouse just has so much HP, it takes a long time to bring it down. Now he's dead, as Camille does that with 2 more shots. Every time I say something, Oops are just like...
Ryan Hector Murphy 2017 takes a long time to break it to bring it down.
Vital calls here for me, Daki. Did you know that Mines has got a lot of grass on the map?
Interesting.
There you go.
But still, and Oops, even though Dead Zone got one shot, it should be in control. They've now removed Enrico, they've removed Ondrax already from the beginning. And look at Milosh, he's just driving through the 8 line for free. And then Unji will be in trouble, because if Milosh keeps pushing up further, Unji will get spotted out. The RT will get connections from the side. Unji's now spotted. Would expect an RT hit to come in here at any moment in time now on towards Unji. Or anybody else even for that matter.
Deca actually getting a lot of damage there as he pushes over there in the middle. There's a flank coming down the side as Silence and Mayland are going to get the drop onto Martin. Silence takes a shot in the crossing now. Martin, you can see his health dropping. Now Unji's getting shot at by Milos, trade for trade. Milos missed his shot. Camille can come over and give additional shots into Unji. One more from Milos right into the gun mantlet of Unji. He doesn't have long to live here as Mayland on the other side of the map gets the kill on Martin. And this is the beginning of the end here for Gunrunners as Oops are starting to close the vice here and start to seal out the deal because they want this one to be 4-1. They want to be in control in the driver's seat, and they want these vital points as well.
I wouldn't say it's over quite yet. I mean, Will is still alive, and so is Storm. And there's a lot of one-shots here for the boys of Oops, and there's only 1 minute and 10 seconds left.
Milos just missed the kill on Will. He's trying to run away. Is he going to get away or not? Milos needs to make this kill. It's going to be super important. He does quite easily. Now Storm's pushing off against Silence. Silence on the reload. Mayland can come round though. Oh, misses the first one. Can he connect for the second one? He does. Can he get a third one in? He does. Now there's only Seago to kill. They know he's in the corner. He'll shotgun someone before he goes down. Pretty much guaranteed, but Oops are going to win this one.
Yeah, Oops should win this one. He's actually peeking out a little bit too far. They could have hit his track. Seago?
He can actually get shot at the back through that gap as well. Oh, what armor on the M43. Doesn't have armor now. What is he doing? Oh, he knew he could get shot in the back as well. So, Oops now 4-1 up here against Gunrunners. In control. Very nicely done. It was a bit scrappy at the end, but, well, they still did it.
It would have been a lot quicker if certain someone...
if the dead zone wasn't dead.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, yes.
It's like, hey, how did you get your nickname? Watch my replays.
Whoa. Whoa. But yeah, Oops again showing they know how to break the classic defense with the RT getting boosted up and then killing from there the mouse. You know, you push the mouse back, you climb somebody up, because when you climb somebody up, the mouse can play on the corner. Then you put your RT back towards the other side, because from the other side, he can then ping the mouse in his new location. Then the mouse kind of dies and he can push down the 1-2 line and the 8 line and everywhere else at the same time.
Yeah, I do like that, being able to rotate the artillery like that. It's refreshing to see artillery move in line with the battle, because it's something you pretty much never see in randoms. Artillery just plonks himself down at the start of the battle and then just never moves.
Feels
not
bad,
cool.
man.
Feels bad indeed. But let's have a look at the damage done here, because there is a little bit surprised who does top damage, and it's Seago and his artillery there.
Surprise?
Well, I suppose he one-shotted Dead Zone, so yeah.
Yeah, and he did some damage towards the mouse. But then Camille coming out, Milos, Storm, Insane. Actually, Insane doing a nice amount of damage as well in his RT
Yeah,
piece.
very nicely done. A lot of it was chipping down the health of the mouse. Silence doing 2k. I mean, even Martin 1.666. El Diablo coming in there 7th place.
You know who I'm missing up here kind of always? Mayland. He's not having such good games.
Yeah, we said that actually the last time when it was Oops Isuba. Mayland wasn't actually, when it came post-match statistics, Mayland wasn't on the first page. So a lot of the other players are starting to step up. Silence actually recently has been stepping up and doing a lot of damage for the team. The Dead Zone. Wow. I mean, he comes in lower points than Undrax. At least the Dead Zone got a shot off. You know? At least he got a shot off, but still he comes lower than the guy who does nothing all battle. Enrico, I mean, he was just a punching bag for the team there. Unji connected with 1 shot. Yeah, 4 players on the second page. Tells his own story, Daki, as we always say when it's stuff like that.
Well, Gunners have one more chance, one more opportunity.
Do they capture it, or do they just let it slip away?
I don't know, Ryan, you tell me, because your predictions so far have been très bien.
Très bien.
Magnificent.
Formidable, monsieur.
Oui. They've
Merci beaucoup.
They've been perfect. Ryan, Hector Murphy, 2017. Yep. Mouses don't go down quickly as the mouse go down.
Hey, look, like all that matters is I said it's going to be 5-1 or 5-0, and it's going to be 5-1 or 5-0.
Actually, Gunners is going to pick up this round, make it 5-2, and then I'm right.
You know what I think about that prediction? That's what I think about it.
Just like your predictions during out the entire round.
Hey, they're going to. Hey, as long as I get this one right, that's all that matters to me. I'm a winner in my head, Daki.
It's okay, because he doesn't dare and bet with me anyways, because, you know.
Do you want to bet for it right now? That's going to be 5-1?
The thing is, Oops have got to defend.
There we go,
they get to defend, man. They get to defend. It's not fair. They have to defend only. No.
Okay. That's okay, Daki.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to do it. Bow tie bet. Here we go. 5-1. Oops, me. If it's not 5-1, I've got to wear the bow tie. If it's 5-1, Daki wears the bow tie.
This is a silly bet from me because Oops gets to defend, so I'm like 75% sure I'm going to lose it, but I'm a people pleaser, okay? This is for the people, by the people.
I'm going to look so hard for a pink bow tie this week, Daki.
Good luck.
Yeah, I'm going to spend all week shopping for it. Now let's have a look at the lineups here on Mines. Now, to be honest, Daki, this lineup from Oops looks absolutely amazing right now.
Yes, but the diversity coming out here from Gunrunners to 113, a Bad Shot, or 2, a TVP, a Grilla, and a Mouse. You know, they got a little bit of everything, Ryan. Like, there is just nothing wrong with it. It's like a good risotto, you know? That's what Oli once said, a good risotto.
Here's what's going to happen. It's either going to be Milosh in a Type 5 Heavy coming top damage, or it's going to be Dead Zone top damage.
Yeah, that's like saying Oops won the Grand Finals 2017.
Hey, they might still, they can qualify for it. Who knows what they can do in the meantime? Because that's something, actually, speaking about Grand Finals and in all series here, once the season is finished, the teams that are going to Grand Finals, there's going to be 3 European teams, have the opportunity to reinforce those teams with other players.
Yeah, I don't know how many, though, how the roster rules will be.
So that's going to be interesting. If that's like how it works at the end of season for when we had the Rumbles, that could be a big game changer for a lot of teams. Now, things are starting out here. Oops on the blue side are defending. It's going to be Gunrunners on the red side attacking. Oops saying here, match point, 5-1. Oh, sorry, 4-1. It's been a long day, Daki. Yeah, I think Oops are going to take this one, Daki.
Ryan. I think this is perfectly under control here for Gunrunners. Already getting a lot of spots out. They should know that the plan here from Oops is going to be to counter push the hill. They just don't know the exact positions. The Dead Zone is probably going to be the first one to die on the 1-2 line, and then the rest of Oops soon to follow.
Now Seago sitting away back up in the top corner at A1 in his artillery piece. We're looking at the viewpoint here of Martin, who's covering middle hill. Now Insane sneaking around that corner. He has Camille over his shoulder. We've seen tanks move into this area before, Daki, and they do get sometimes eliminated as everyone pulls back off the hill.
Insane already taking the first shot of damage here. He's spotted out. He's taking even more, and this is a great start here from Gunrunners, don't you think, Ryan?
No, this could be better. Insane 999. If you're from the UK, he might be needing an ambulance at the moment. Deca gets tracked as well for that, and Camille now getting shot as well. Martin up on the hill, and where is the return fire here from Oops? This is actually a nightmare start, but now look at this. Will is taking damage here in the middle of the hill. There's a rotation coming from Gunrunners around the north of the map as Oops are pushing into them now with the triple heavies.
Yeah, but I think Gunrunners have the perfect setup to hold this off. 778 on towards Deca as well. Enrico now going to hold him off towards the hill. Yes, he's trading badly, but it's okay. He can do that in the mouse. Stop trading badly, Enrico, please.
Now Will peeks out, gets 2 shots there into Milosh, 3 shots into Milosh, might get a 4th one, actually does. Milosh is now the wrecking pinata of Oops as he's taking all the shots, not getting anything back in return. He's still on a reload. Will's probably going to come off reload first and get more shots into him. In fact, I can guarantee Seago's probably going to hit him. Nope, Seago missed.
But look at the damage Oops is taking for this counter push, and Will is almost reloaded as well. This A-line counter push, it doesn't seem to be working out very well, Ryan, as I'm thinking about what color you're going to wear next week.
Oh my god, Oops, you need to turn this one around, lads. You need to get some guns in the game. You need to get focused on targets as we see Unji taking damage. We see Unji taking a lot of damage, actually. So is Martin, so is Enrico. But in return, Melan's taking damage on Oops. Dead Zone's taking damage on Oops. Melan continues to take damage. They've lost Camille. They've lost one of their damage dealers in the bat chats. Milosh is taking an absolute pummeling here, Daki. But now look at this. Gunrunners have lost Ondrax and they've lost Unji.
Yeah, but they've lost Lance and they're going to lose Milosh as well. Will is still alive. The Dead Zone's going to be chased down by Will. Enrico here just needs to do 1 or 2 more shots of damage to make it worthwhile as Storm gets another kill. And I think this is not over just yet.
It's not over just yet, but I think Gunrunners have the advantage as Deca just shoots an invisible tank there. Melan gets the kill onto Martin, but Melan is going to be shot at by artillery. He needs to move as Deca and Enrico continue to trade here. Deca picks up the kill. Gunrunners only have 3 tanks. One of them is Arte. Oops have 3 tanks. Sorry, 4 tanks left in the battle. And well, I think it's actually going to Oops here now, Daki.
Yeah, it's over.
Well, Daki, thank you for your valuable insight there.
You're welcome, man.
I mean, they can still come back into this.
No,
I mean,
they
Insane's
can't.
a 1-shot, Melan's a 1-shot.
They're going to push the hill now with 3 tanks, Melan, Deca, and the Dead Zone, and just going to kill Storm with all the HP.
Dead Zone's going to go around first because he can take the shots, but I mean, Dead Zone can get like 1-shotted by Artes. Deca goes around, actually tracks Storm and does damage to him. Dead Zone actually drives into Storm and takes unneeded damage there. 1 more shot to actually kill him. He does so. Now, Mayland is still on the 1-shot. It's Dead Zone getting the kill. Will coming round here now. Still Seago, still Will. Well, Daki, do you have any...
I knew this was a shitty battle, okay? Like, honestly, I knew it was a bad one. What? It isn't even that bad. It's just a
well,
bad run.
yeah.
It's just a bad bet.
It was a bold bet, Daki. It was a bold bet.
I knew I was
it was
going
a bet. It was a bet for the people, Daki.
Let's be real. I knew I was going to lose it. It's oops on the defense for one. It's like mines on the defense against the team that's arguably weaker than you.
Just, Daki, I appreciate you letting me feel like I've won something once in a while. This is very, very good of you. As a friend, I appreciate it.
I'm just hoping that Gunrunners could have turned it around, and I think they could, but there
could have, Daki. At one point, I was, I was...
You should have been worried, because at one point it was over.
I was clenching. I was worried, yeah. Big time. But Milan picks up a kill here on Will. It's going to be Deca driving in towards Seago. Seago shoots and misses. Deadzone might run over here to get me a little bit extra more damage at 390. I don't think he's going to get top damage. But, well, oops, 5-1. Nicely done from Oops. This actually puts them ahead of Utopia now on 21 points and actually moves them up into 5th place. Guys.
Thanks.
Milan's actually getting the final kill there. And there we go. 5-1. Oops won that one. And yeah.
It looked really bad at one point for them. But Enrico really didn't trade well in his mouse. You gotta say, like, that was pretty disastrous in the mouse. He took 3 shots from both the mouses and the Type 4. Then Miloš got traded in return, yeah. But Martin didn't manage to kill Milan somehow, which was also like, what? And then Storm had all the HP. Unji should have known the Deadzone was going to come from behind. Deadzone clipped out on behind him, but they spotted him in the beginning of the round coming there.
The amount of damage that Miloš was taking as well.
Yeah,
like
I really feel like Ondrax, I don't know how much he did, but I think he should have stayed on 1-2 line and waited for Deadzone to come. And if Deadzone fires a single shot on Unji, just go kill him.
Yeah.
And then he kills Deadzone 1-on-1, and then Unji stays alive and they can crossfire. But Ondrax went to like A2, A3, which completely exposed the positions in the 1-2 line. And Unji in the grill could have been a decisive factor here. He could have done so much, but really I don't agree with the decision to put Ondrax back into A2.
I mean, it's been a bit of a rough weekend for Gunrunners. They did have a tiebreaker with Utopia, but they lost 5-4. No, actually, they won 5-4 against Utopia, but then they got beat by Kaznikrew 5-1, and now they've been beaten by Oops 5-1. Deca coming top damage there in the mouse, 3.4. Deadzone 6th place there. Miloš 5th place, so not quite first, but well, it's okay.
Yeah, but like really, I feel like Ondrax, whoever told him to go back to A2 made the mistake there.
Maybe it was Danny.
Because they knew, like, they saw Insane, they saw Camille, they know where they were, they knew where the heavies were, they knew where everybody were. Ondrax, we'll see it on the second page how much damage he did. Yeah, I think he would have been more useful if he went 1-2 line and just killed Deadzone. Then Unji would have done, I think, more than 2 shots. He would have done like 3 shots, maybe 4 shots even.
Surprising how little damage actually Silence did there in the mouse. I mean, I know they were taking a lot of damage, but even Miloš was able to get shots out and do damage there. So, I mean, he just took an absolute bucket load of damage for his team. But at the end of the day, it saved his teammates. It's 3,200 damage points to have to go through.
I just think, like, Governance made a few mistakes here not to win that last round. I really don't care. I mean, honestly, I knew I was going to lose it.
Have to, like I said, the problem is that we need to get you and Mojo
to bet,
what's
the difference?
And Mojo refuses to do it.
At least I'm willing to take a bet, even though I'm going to lose just for the memes. But Mojo, I tried like 10 times.
Yeah,
want to bet on it? And he's like, no. So,
And yesterday he was saying it to me when it was like almost impossible situations. So, Mojo, if you're listening, Mojo, you should just wear a bow tie next week because the crowd demand it. The viewers would love to see you in one.
Or take a bet once in a while.
Yeah, well, the only time we can do it is, well, I mean, there's going to be at least 3 casts. Mojo's on a 3-cast week next week, a 3-cast weekend, so...
You're going to have to convince him.
We'll have to do it at some point. I'm scared, though, because that means then I'll probably have to wear a bow tie, because I'll likely lose it. We'll need to think of something. Try and trick him into it. Hopefully he won't be listening. Post-match, Storm coming out top damage.
Yeah, good game from Storm. And Enrico, actually, for that matter.
Yeah, nicely done. Martin as well. I think all 3 of us have Martin.
Can I remind you something? You know who you have on your team? From Oops?
Algo.
Exactly.
I haven't seen a lot of Algo recently, have we?
He didn't play much yesterday. He was below top 4. No,
he wasn't on the first 14 because you and Mojo were laughing about it in that game you cast.
Yes.
And he's not in the top 14 again here.
He didn't even play today.
Algo.
Did he play today?
He did play at least once. Yeah, I think so.
I think he played like 1 round.
It was 1.
So I'm gonna stay ahead of you.
Well, hey.
Did he play today? Did Algo play? I didn't see him.
Honestly,
no. I don't think Algo played today.
No, we mentioned his name on Himmelsdorf because we were talking about the team's called Insane because they're all really tall with long necks.
Yeah. So Algo wasn't here. so you're not going to overtake me.
It doesn't, Daki, as long as we continue to go up the board, that means less people get gold. And we
You
would
know what
love more people to get
what's
gold.
the only thing I care about? Beating our league ups. Wojtek.
But it's difficult because we started a week behind him, but your other team might do it.
It's going to overtake him because he had Bihu.
Aha.
And I had like 2
But
players.
Biku had a really good game previously.
So what? I had 2 players from Gunrunners on that one and 5 players from Oops, and all 5 played.
Okay, well, that's fantasy, Daki. Let's stick to tonight. So we have saw Kazna defeating Utopia. It was 5-2, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
In a game where Kazna were actually looking kind of strong, but Utopia had a couple of throws, if we're going to be honest. They should have taken Cliff. They had an advantage on it, and they blew it. And they could have forced it into tiebreaker because Kazna crew on Cliff attack would have been rubbish because, let's be honest, they haven't won a Cliff attack before in something like 14 matches, I think. Then we just saw Oops defeating Gunrunners, now 5-1. Now this has some slight changes to the table, so let's actually have a look at the standings. The thing that interests me is, like I said, Oops now go into 5th place.
Before standings, Ryan, I have to announce something.
Okay,
Something
yes.
with Q.
Q.
Yes.
QQ.
There might be some of that.
If you have been participating in the quest this evening, it's time to announce the winner, which is Dosti. Congratulations to you, sir or madam. You have won a premium tank, which is the T34.
Yes.
Yep. The tank and the garage slot will be added to your account sometime in the near future. I can't give you a specific as to when. For everyone else who didn't win, chill out. We still have 4 more broadcasts to go. Next Thursday, next Friday, next Saturday, and next Sunday. We start the show at 7 o'clock CET, so tune in then, and best of luck to you. Something to remember as well is that it's a chance to win, guys. You know, it's a chance. It's not a guarantee. And to be honest, even if there's anything from like 2,500 to 3,500 watching, there's only something like, I think, roughly about 500 to 700 people actually complete the requirements for the quest.
Yeah,
so you still have quite a decent, chance to win something. But, enjoy the matches. Don't panic about the tank. Now, the standings, Daki, let's actually have a look at the standings. I was jumping a wee bit ahead of myself there.
A little bit. But now Gohard still same points. Snake, yeah. You saw what I did there. Gohard still same as Snake. I mean, sorry, Ding.
Nice, Snake, nice.
Nice, Snake, nice play, Snake. But yeah, Kazna 31 points. They can go above Gohard and Ding, but don't forget, Gohard has to play against Kazna. So if Gohard beat Kazna crew...
This Gohard Kazna crew is going to be amazing, to be honest. This match is going to be deciding...
You know what? There's a thing, though, as well. Ding can still drop out of the top 2 as well. We're focusing on Gohard and Kazna
Ding are playing Utopia and Gunrunners.
Yes,
and
but Utopia beat Ding already once.
I don't see them dropping points.
Utopia beat Gunrunners. Utopia beat Ding once, and Gunrunners beat Ding once as well.
Yeah, but Utopia just got cuffed by Kazna crew.
So what? Suba beat Gohard. Gohard beat Ding 5-0.
That's a fair point. This league is still wide open.
So it's not your day.
Predictions for next week is that nobody can predict next week because past performances has absolutely no guide to the future.
So yeah, Ding can still drop out of that top 2.
Easy for you to say.
Drop out of that top 2. So yeah, it's going to be super interesting, but schedule is also going to be interesting.
Yes, let's actually have a look at the matches we'll see on Thursday, where it's going to be me and either Daki or Mojo. I honestly don't know who's joining me.
This is why it's so crucial, because this week...
all 3 top teams are playing together on the first day.
This is the top 1, top 2 decider. If Gohard beat Kazna crew and Ding beat Utopia, it's fair to say it's probably over in terms of...
I mean, let's be completely honest. Ding and Gohard, their last game is against Gunrunners, and that should be like an easy win for both of them. So that should be a safe 3 points.
So if Gohard beat Kazna and Ding beat Utopia, it's over. If Gohard lose against Kazna and Ding beats Utopia, it should be Kazna crew and Ding, number 1 and 2 going into the offline finals. So yeah, I don't know what I want to see. I'm curious. That's close matches for sure.
It would be nice to see Kazna get through a 1-2 spot because they've never done so before. They've always had to go through playoffs, so that would be quite cool. To be honest, I would quite like a Kazna Gohard situation because Ding were so strong last season, and then it makes it more interesting this season because Ding don't automatically get
You're
through.
gonna support the newer team though. I think I don't care who makes it between. I don't care who makes it between Kazna and Ding because I think both these teams will make it through online playoff anyways. But I'd like Gohard to take one of those top 2 spots and make it through automatic qualification. I think they've deserved it after this season.
At the start of last season, I was quite favourable for Gohard. They were the team that I was kind of wanting to do well. I guess it's been the same this season. Gohard have had a bit of a leaning towards for Oops as well, just because we know all the guys from Oops and they're a cool bunch. Same with Casna Crew as well. The Casna Crew guys are cool. The guys from Utopia who were playing last season, cool bunch of guys. So yeah, I mean, there's everyone.
It's going to be an
Hopefully they can do well.
It's going to be an interesting week.
Definitely, definitely. All that we need to remind the teams that does make it to land finals is please remember to bring hoodies in our size. Yay.
Just for me.
Okay, that's us for this evening, folks. You guys have been a fantastic audience. We're going to call it quits for tonight, and we'll see you on Thursday, so have a good night.